All right, all right. Let's get it rolling. All right. How everybody doing? We live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and what? Shame the devil. Six 389. All right, people, come on in. Come on in. This is live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. All right, all right. Let me get it. Glasses on so I can see. Okay, what that feel? All right. I appreciate you guys for coming in tonight. We're talking about self-hatred tonight. Self-hatred tonight. And oftentimes when we scroll through a lot of these creators on YouTube, all they always talking about what blacks ain't doing and what blacks need to do. Never offering no solutions. Never offering no solutions. And sometimes I wonder how many black supremacists that we have among us. They are the haters of the race. Oh, I know y'all don't want to hear this tonight. You was expecting to hear something else about some immigrants tonight, but no, we off immigrants tonight. We on us tonight. Self-hatred. See, a lot of people, they look like us, but they're not a part of us. They are self-hating. They are hating. They're full of hate. Full of hate. Real talk, people. Real talk. We're going to have a deep talk conversation tonight. I'm looking for some intellectual people tonight. I'm not looking for people always saying what black people ain't doing, what they can't do, and they won't do. This channel is about love, expression. It's time for us to take this channel to the next level, people. To the next level. That's what it's time for us to do. Take it to the next level. And that's what we need to do. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take it up to the next level. All that small talking and all that, nah, we're going to stay away from that. We're going to stay away from that. That's what we're going to do. So I need you guys to come on in. We're going to talk about self-hatred tonight. If you want to elevate your thinking tonight, you at the right place. But if you want to just talk about black people, what they can't do and what they ain't doing, and they ain't this and that, you might be at the wrong podcast tonight. Matter of fact, you are at the wrong one. Let me say that. Yeah. This definitely live, uncut, and unedited, people. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. That's real talk. Folks, I've been listening to for some of us for years now. All we talk about what black people ain't doing, we can't get together, we don't stick together, and even myself have been guilty of that. But I declare this is going to be a new way of thinking. We need some folks over here that's willing to take up to another level. That's what we need. That's what we're looking for tonight. We need some intellectual people to help us win. Real talk. Real talk. And I know a lot of y'all came on here tonight for the immigrants. We love talking about the immigrants, and rightfully so. But let us focus on ourselves. And a lot of people, especially black people that look like me, blame themselves because the immigrants are here. They blame themselves. That's what they do. Black people, we are being experimented on a daily basis. Daily basis. We are the rat that's in the laboratory. And they are the experimentals. They're the ones that's holding the cheese, the bread, the water. They're the ones that's rewarding us when we do what they want us to do. Oh, yeah. We'll say, well, Martin, well, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the white supremacists. That's what I'm talking about, people. Self-hatred among our people. We don't love each other. Our politicians don't love themselves. Our pastors, they don't love themselves. They talk God, but they walk and live something else. Oh, Martin, you shouldn't be talking like this now, Martin. You're going to stop the funding. Or you know you can't get no votes talking like that black talk. That's too much black talk, Martin. Too much black talk. And I can hear them old scared to death Negroes. Get along, go along, everything. Begging for the crumbs that's falling from the white man table. Don't want to get out there and be creative. Don't want to use your mind. You knock the Mexicans because he go out there and sell corn and snowballs on the corner. He can't be that bad because you're buying from him. You could do the same thing. You can't get mad at the Mexicans for running up and down the alleys, picking up scrap, stoves, refrigerators, him and his woman, his children, in one regular pickup truck. It's called working together. Working together. Self-hatred. You see a black man with a barbecue stand connected to his pickup truck out there cooking. Now you want to ask him for a sanitation license. But the other man, you see him, you say nothing. You say nothing. The hatred is real. Here's a black liquor store that you pass by every day. Oh, they too high. I'm going over here. Self-hatred. I remember standing in front of a nail salon, pleading with black women, asking black women not to go inside of this particular nail salon. I got to call in people. I was asking them not to do that. And they were still defiant and go in there. They didn't know that they were being taken advantage of. And then now, when the migrants come in the community and grab a hold to these vacant buildings, now the women are crying for where the thugs at, where the gangbangers at. But those same gangbangers that you see every day, that's in your family, you don't speak to them. You can't put the gangbangers on the shelf until you need them. You got to acknowledge them, whether you agree with their lifestyle or not. You roll your eyes at them when you come in the house. Instead of being polite, just, hey, how you doing? You know you don't like them standing in front of your house. I don't like them standing in front of my house. But at least I could do is speak to them. How you doing? You see them on the train. You say nothing. You roll your eyes. You pretend like you don't see them. You got your earphones on playing. Self-hatred. Some of you tonight, you are so educated. You are educated, you know what? And when you make it successful and you crawl out of the community, you have no way of coming back. You look down on everybody. It was the ordinary people in the civil rights movement that didn't have much education, that didn't have much in life. They're the ones with had dogs sicked on them, being bitten by dogs, knocked upside the head, fire hose with full of water sprayed on them. They were the ones that made the way for you to get your education and to integrate in these schools. And I dare you look down on another black person because you so-called made it out of the hood. self-hatred. I'm tired of people coming on here, people talking about what black people can't do and what they ain't doing, and we need to do this. And y'all be the main ones up with all that. You want to say something to my son by his pants sagging, but when you see your nephew, you don't say nothing to him. You don't say nothing. We talking about self-hatred tonight. A lady came on here and she said, I finally found somebody, some channel on YouTube that's not dogging down black people. She said, I finally found somebody, a channel, that there's some unity, that there's some love. You got some folks that come on this channel that don't mean this channel no good. They want to cause a disruption. They want to do that. They want to take over. Then when I put the hammer down, they feel in the kind of way I'm wrong. Oh, I'm telling the truth tonight. And if this don't apply, let it fly. But I'm talking about self-hatred tonight. Hating on your brother, hating on your looks, hating on everything that's black. Real talk. Some of you wake up in the morning, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you say, I don't like what God did to me. I wish I was light-skinned. I wish my nose was thin. I wish my lips were smaller. People, we have people out here right now that's mixed race. They do not identify with being black. They, oh no, I'm mixed. Oh no, I'm mixed. Oh no, I'm mixed. Don't call me black. You got to ask yourself, why do they say that? Are they ashamed of being black? Black is the dominant gene. We're the only race, and this is something good, that can lay down with any other race, and the baby is black. And that's real talk, people. You're black. Somebody said mixed race. Ain't such thing, no mixed race. You're black. Period. Self-hatred. And I'm not going to let you bring that self-hatred on this channel. I'm challenging myself going into 2025. I'm not going to allow that self-hatred to get on here. We're going to work together. We're going to grow. We're going to elevate our thinking. The scripture says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you believe that you're great, you will be great. The Bible said that the power of life and death is in the tongue. It's in the tongue. So we want to speak life tonight. We want to speak it tonight. We want to speak it over our children. We want to speak it over our race. We want to speak it over our situation. And remember, people, those are my people that are so successful, you claim. Every material blessing that you have accomplished, have bought, is only lent to you for a little while. Just a little while. Mama, that husband that you've been married to 38 years, it might not make it to 40. Daddy, them 15 children that you have, you might lose 2 before you die in death. It may be a sickness. It may not even be through gun violence. So people, we have to appreciate one another right now. They don't want to hear this type of message, but I'm going to say it. Black people, this is what we must do. We must learn to love ourselves first. Then when we can love ourselves, we can love others. One thing I notice about our culture, We fall in love with dead people. But while they alive people, we don't acknowledge them. We don't shake their hand. We don't bless them. We don't pray for them. We rolling our eyes at them. We backbiting against them. We don't want to be bothered with them. We're going to have to start not only tolerating each other, but we're going to have to start celebrating each other. As Mama always say, give me my flowers while I'm living. Because when I'm dead, I don't know nothing. And I'm telling you us tonight, as a race of people, let us start celebrating one another, each other. And I'm quite sure some of you saying, well, Martin, there's nothing to celebrate. We got gangs and drugs all in the community. But guess what? Every young person out there is not gang banging. Every young person out there is not disobedient. Every young person is not out there having sex and being fast. Every young person out there is not being promiscuous. We have some young people that got it going on, that want something, that's going to be something. You can see it in their walk. You can hear it in their talk. You can see it in their dress. They're striving to be great. Les Brown said it like this: you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Young people, if you're listening to me tonight, fall in love with yourself. I know a lot of elders have failed you guys. And yes, we have. We have dropped the ball. A lot of us that's my age, and I'm pointing out the wrongs, but I got some solutions tonight. We can't stand young folks. We don't want them around us. We don't want to say anything to us. You guys don't like us and we don't like you, but not all of us. It's not the case. Listen, the scripture says he called young men for war and the elderly for counsel. People, we are our own solution. And I'm trying to make this community space for all of us, for the rich, the poor, the bad, the good, the ugly, the small. Try to make it for all of us that look like myself, to have some of the same cries and concerns in this life. That's real talk. Hey, put your phone on mute, Marcus. I had some air. Okay, put it on. Okay. And that's what I'm talking about, people. We have to teach each other. Don't know one person know everything. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. Again, the world is a big stage and everybody has a role to play it. My father always tell me, everybody want to eat steak, but don't nobody want to cut the cow. Somebody got to cut the cow so we can eat steak. And I understand some folks don't eat meat, but if it don't apply, let it fly. I'm talking about self-hatred tonight. Most of the people that get on here and call on this live always talking about what black people ain't doing, what they can't do. They never offer any solutions. They never be the example for what they want to see. If you're talking about the community's already always dirty, start picking up where you live at. Pick some trash up. Start. That's all you got. Be that example. I've been in situations where I see people throw trash on the ground. I go right behind and pick it up and give them that look. Give them a look. Put some on their mind. Put some on their mind, people. without even saying one word to them. It's like a person that knock on your door and you open up the door, you look them in the eyes, and you drop your eyes down to their feet. If they know any etiquette, they know to take their shoes off before they enter your house. They know it. If they know, they'll know. Some folks don't know, but you give them that signal. Self-hatred is real, people. And that's what we want to talk about tonight. Self-hatred. We got folks that look like us, dress like us, but they are not a part of us. They want no part of us. They are ashamed of us when they go to their work setting, when they get around their co-workers, the all white co-workers. They start, when they hear that little small talk, well, you guys killed 40-some people got killed in the community this past weekend. The white people talking now. You got an office full of white people and maybe 2 blacks, and the blacks like, they quiet, don't say nothing, don't speak up. They hoping that you say something so they can ask you, what's wrong with your people? But we're gonna go into deeper than that. See, listen, the white man, yeah, I said the white man, he knows how to throw the stone and hide his hand. There's no way in the world that our youth, our young people, have all these semi-automatic guns. These guns are expensive. Ammunition is expensive. And they know if you put some guns and drugs in these starving communities, what's going to happen? Crime is going to explode. And the first thing, when blacks start killing each other and selling drugs to each other, they're going to say, see, look at the black people. But the black people are not manufacturing the drugs. The black people are not manufacturing the guns. You said, well, that's not true, Martin. They're making ghost guns. Remember, ghost guns, you have to buy the parts. And who the parts are coming from? They sure enough not been made in the black community. You need the parts in order to make a ghost gun. And they know it's a man's natural instinct to survive and bring money into the house, or he need money. So what that's going to lead him up to steal, rob, to kill, to connive. They know that. Trust me, black women, some of you view your black man in the same mindset as a white man. He lazy. He don't want to do nothing. He want to lay up on a woman, drink all that. Your vision of a black man is the same as a white man. I got to tell the truth and shame the devil. I got to tell it. Some of y'all might unfriend me after the night. That's okay. I still love you. As the Superman say, I love you and the thing that you can do about it. Period. Self-hatred is real. If you're a woman and you can't stand to see your man prospers, that's self-hatred. If you're a man tonight and you envy your woman because she make more money than you, that's self-hatred. Self-hatred. Real talk. We got a lot of that going on among us tonight. It's embedded inside our DNA. We are being trained to hate one another. We have this entitlement. I'm better than you because I live over here. I'm better than you because I have a degree. To all my degree people, y'all know I love you. Doctor's degree, the master's and honorary doctorate degree, the bachelor's degree. Those of you who have a certification. What good is all the certification if we can't come together and make it work for our own people, for our situation? Let me educate you for a little bit, those of you, and I want you to think about it. And I need you to listen to learn or to understand and not to respond tonight. I need some intellectuals tonight to call in and let's talk about this. I don't need, if you know you're a hater of black and you don't consider yourself as being black, don't call in. If you don't like black people, you shouldn't be calling in on this channel tonight, period. Now, if you white and you got some black children, you're more than welcome to call in tonight. Seriously. I'm getting ready to open up the phone lines, but I had to let you know what my expectations is tonight. I don't want all that yelling going back and forth, and we don't need that tonight. We're talking about self-hatred. We're identifying self-hatred. Some of you guys have self-hatred and you don't even know it. Self-hatred, I give you an example of self-hatred. When you see a person like you succeeding and you become envious. When you see a person that looks like you, that have a beautiful business, and you supported them one time and something didn't go right, you never went back. You went on social media. But when AT&T overcharged you, you kept going. T-Mobile overcharged you. ComEd overcharged you. You didn't decide to switch like light bills, light companies, I'm sorry, but you stayed there. You kept going. You kept giving them your money. People, we owe it to each other. I remember often I always tell this story. God bless my friend, he's dead. He told me that an older white man told him that, man, if I had not been so against black people, I would have been rich a long time ago. I didn't allow them to come in my store. He said, but if I had allowed them to come in my store and spend their money with me, I'd have been rich a long time ago. And another thing he said, that everybody gets black people money. Black people have, some of us, not all of us, have no discretion who they spend their money with. Oh, he nice. People, other races know how to grease his palmers up and tell us how to be nice and and treat us nice to get our money. But they don't want to live around us. They're not inviting you to the barbecue. They're not inviting you to the wedding. They're not inviting you to the baby shower. They don't want anything to do with you but get your money. When they come in our community, they about business, getting that dollar out of your pocket by any means necessary. And that's real talk. Your dollar is so important to them. They're banking on your dollar to send their daughter to college. They're banking on your dollar to pay their mortgage. They're banking on your dollar, when I say your dollar, our dollar as blacks, to pay their bills. Don't you know, back in the 90s, when the Arabs infiltrated our community, got all these stores and stuff like these corner stores and things like that, even some in the 80s, and they was getting this link money. They was getting rich off the black community. These sisters was going in there buying diapers off link, buying cigarettes off link, alcohol off link, selling a link, and making another nationality people so rich. Have you ever wondered, people, how could foreigners come to this country that can barely speak English? Now, you know, if they can barely speak it, they can't write it, and they definitely can't read it, but they know just enough to get our money. Now, who's been made a fool of? How could someone from another country come over here and outfox us and trick us and get our money out of us? Why? Because they know we don't think group. They know we don't think group. And as long as we don't think group and work as a group, they got us. They got us, people. It's not that a Mexican man can outwork a black man. Nobody can stand in the sun longer than we could and work. But they work together. They work together. When are we going to start working together for the benefit of the group? Not for a sorority or fraternity, but for the group of us. You got the black police officers letting Hispanics treating the black people any kind of way. But when they stop their people, they give them breaks, and blacks turn their head. You got black people on these corporate America jobs, especially these women, going after the men on the job, trying to prove their loyalty to the company. That's why you don't see black men in these corporate positions, dominant men, strong black men. Yes, I said it. They'd rather put up a man that's soft-spoken with feminine qualities. That's what they want in corporate America. They don't want nobody up there to make decisions. They don't hire you to be thinkers. You're nothing but labor to them. You're an educated laborer. That's what you are. We educated you just good enough to run our company. Real talk. People, it's time to take it to the next level. Are we going to sit down and keep complaining and reminiscing on how things used to be? Or are we going to make that change? Or are we going to be that change? Let us be better than our ancestors. We're living in a good day and time, people. All the information is before us. All the information that we need is available to us. All we have to do is read, people, and put action behind our reading. The scripture said faith without works is dead. And I want to talk to my church family, my holy folks. And I ain't got nothing against you being holy, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, speaking in tongues, baptized with the Holy Ghost. I ain't got no problem with you. I'm going to need you to step up too. I'm going to need you to love more. Not the ones just in the household of faith, but the ones that don't think like you. The ones that don't believe as you believe. Can you love them too? Now it's good. We can go to church and shout and talk about how good the Lord is. But then you come home, you rolling your eyes at your husband, you won't fix him no dinner. Vice versa. Man, you coming home, you preaching in the pulpit, you're not loving on your wife, you're not paying her no affection, no attention at all, giving her no affection. But yet, you got this mega church. How dwelleth the love of God in you? when you don't take care of your house? How could you be a church? How could you be a pastor of a large congregation when your household is lacking? When you won't do nothing for the community? Pastors, ministers, cussing ministers, shacking ministers, lying ministers, it's time to step your game up for your community. You guys out here building multi-million-dollar buildings, and you have not hired nobody within the congregation to work on this project that you got going on. But you have taken their mothers, their grandmothers, tithes and offerings, and even some of their properties was left in the care of the church. But you won't hire the people right in your congregation, not even to be a laborer. Self-hate. How dwell the love of God in you? Religious institutions. It's not just all about your congregation. The Bible said Jesus fed what? 5,000 with five what? With 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And I'm quite sure everybody didn't believe in the master. That was that who he fed, but he fed them all. See, I hear preachers saying right now, Martin, well, God gave me, these are my sheep. And I'm only concerned about what he gave me. I understand, Pastor. I understand. But how dwelleth the love of God in you? When you see a man or a woman that you can help and you don't do it. God has given you the means to help folks. You well off. You don't live in a community where your church is. You live in an affluent community, and your congregation is in the hood, if I may use that term. Listen, people, it's time to step it up to the next level. Real talk. I'm looking for some serious Black folks that's willing and ready to take it up to the next level. That's who I'm looking for. I appreciate every last one of my followers that follow me. And I go through people. I had over almost 200-some thousand people on Facebook on one page. Mysteriously, my page got hacked, people. I put a lot of work on that page. But guess what? It's on Facebook. I didn't let it bother me. It disturbed me, but you know what? I moved on because God got bigger and better things for me. But I still believe that God going to bless me to get it back. But in the meanwhile, I got to stay busy, stay focused on the prize before me. I know my purpose is to wake the dead up. The dead, I'm referring to my people. People, all we have to do is come together and lock arms and do this. We don't need no leader. We don't need nobody, one of us get assassinated, then everybody starts scattering. We can all do it as a group. Period. They would have literally had to kill every last one of us to stop us from prospering. Real talk. This is serious talk tonight. We're talking about self-hatred. Again tonight, don't call onto this channel tonight if you know you don't like Black people. Don't call on this channel tonight, call in on this channel tonight if you can't see nothing good that's coming from Black people. We don't need to hear from you. We want some folks that's going to represent us and speak life to us, speak life into us, elevate our thinking, Challenge our thinking. We ready to go to the next level. Playtime is over with. Things are finna get serious in the next 6 to 12 months. Property taxes have gone up through the roof, especially here in Illinois. People are finna start losing their homes. And you know the first people who are going to start losing their homes? The people that look like me and you. And I challenge all of us to start working on our credit, start saving money. So when the housing market drop, we are prepared. I'm looking for those type of folks. I'm not begging you for no money, thousands of dollars and all that. I may ask you to support the channel with a cash app. That's okay. I don't think I'm asking a whole lot. Come on, people, it's real. We're not trying to find out who sleep with who. We're not giving people 24 hours to come on this live. If you don't, we're going to expose you. We're not about none of that. We're about truth. Real talk. We're going to open up the phone lines. All right. Did you want to say anything, Marcus? If you're still there, we're looking for some calls. Okay, no problem. No problem. No problem. Okay, no problem. We got another caller coming in. We need some people with some thinking tonight. I don't need no foolish talking people on here tonight. I'm not standing for it tonight. Not going to run my blood pressure up on that foolishness. We need some intellectual people that have some great ideas, that love Black people, that want to see us rise in this day. That's what I'm talking about. So all you people that think you're going to come on here and sabotage this live, I got another thing. I got another thing for you. It ain't going to happen. Not going to happen. Hey, caller, you got to turn down your audio in the background. You got to turn down your Facebook or your YouTube and take your phone off speakerphone so it won't be no echo. And as soon as you do that, I can call on you. We can talk. Hey, caller, it's your first time calling? 1679. How did you? Hold on, brother. Hold on. I hope I ain't blow your ears out. But so how did you find the channel before you get started? Hey. Oh, this is Mike. Oh, yeah, I know who you are, Tom. Come on, Tom. Talk to us, brother. Yeah, go ahead. You Gerald? Okay. 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 Well, talk to us, brother. Correct. Okay, hold on, brother. Somebody said they can't hear. Let me hold on. Let me it's probably something I did. Hold on. I don't know why I be getting so excited and don't be doing the audio. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Let me get you. Then so I can hear you. All right. I'm quite sure they can hear you now. Go ahead. Start all over again.
Yes. Okay. My name is Gerald Calamy. I live in Harvey, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about how Jesus fed 5,000 people with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a fisherman.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's some big fish out there in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And see, they not talking about that. Everybody looking at like little bitty fish. No, man, these were some huge fish. He could feed 5,000 with these fish. Now just open up your mind now. Come on now.
I'm following you. Go ahead.
We ain't talking about no 2 little fish.
Okay.
But and then I want to go from there. And I want to step on, because I live in Harvey. And yes, the taxes are going crazy. You know, I went from $1,900 a year to $4,500.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. $3,780 more in 6 months. That's crazy.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
But you know, hey, I'm fortunate that I can handle the bill, but everybody else can't. There's a lot of people that can't. A lot of people gonna lose their home.
So true. So true. That is so true.
And I don't mean to jump all over the board, but
No.
we got Christopher Clark. Christopher Clark is talking about running for the supervisor job, supervisor Henyard's job. You know, I like to see Napoleon in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we talking about a lot of things. Just like Tiffany says, she couldn't get in there. Jedediah Brown, he caught her in that lie. She was in there. She was in the meeting. She was in the meeting for almost 15 minutes, walking around with Kamal, taking pictures, looking all the way around and taking everybody's picture. She wasn't just in there talking about she was out there standing in the cold with other people.
Brother, let me let you hold it right there. Let me hold it right
Yes,
there.
sir. Yes,
Do you
sir.
have anything else that you can help our people to elevate our thinking? I'm quite sure a lot of us know about what's going on over there. And you got to still remember that's still a sister. You know, we got to love her. I'm not a supporter of hers, but that's still a sister. You know, that is a sister.
Yeah,
it's still a sister. But
Martin, you got to tell the truth.
Yeah, we definitely got to tell. You definitely got to tell the truth. You definitely got to. And see, this is what I'm talking about: self-hatred, brother. You know, some things. See, listen. Let me just explain something to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She wasn't working all by herself. She had others working with her, doing some things.
Mm-hmm.
She's just getting all the blame. And I always say, if she goes to jail, she won't be the only one. So they better pray that she don't go to jail, because it's going to be others right along with her. And the ones that's right now going against her, some of them too are as guilty as well. And that's what I'm talking about, self-hatred. Self-hatred, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And if we waiting on, hold on, brother, if we waiting on any politician to help us get out of our situation, it's not going to happen, brother. That's what I'm talking about. We got to do for self, brother. These politicians, and I'm quite sure we probably around the same age up there. These politicians,
I'm 64.
Right, you're a little bit older than me. These politicians, they mean well when they get in this office, but when they get in these positions, brother, they don't know us. They represent the party and not the people that put them in there. And we see it all the time, over and over and over, brother. Listen, don't run your blood pressure up with what's going on in Dalton. Trust me.
Oh no, I'm not.
Don't run your blood pressure on. Don't run your blood pressure up, brother. Please don't do that to yourself, brother. Because guess what? At the end of the day, there's nothing you could do about what Tiffany doing in Dalton or what she have done. It's already done. It's recorded. Nothing you could change that she's done. You know, and actually, you live in the township, Harvey. So
yes,
we know that she's off the ballot right now. May not ever get a chance to get back on it. You might not even be a write-in. You know that, brother. Pray for that sister. Pray for her. Pray for her. She's just like any black woman, man. Pray for her.
Yes, sir.
Pray for that sister,
yes,
man.
Sir.
And what would you like to pray for her for? What would you pray for? If you had to pray for her, what would you pray for?
I would ask that give her peace.
Mm-hmm.
To give her peace in her mind.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
Because peace answers a lot of things.
Right. And well, I tell you what, since you said that, maybe you can give us some peace by not talking about it no more. The situation and thing that maybe you could you'll be one less person that she got to worry about talking about the situation. And trust me, only people that know what's really going on are the ones that got their hand in that cookie in the pot. A lot of us don't know what's really, really going on. We know half truths. How's a YouTuber that lived 2,000 miles away from Dalton in Township, they know what's going on. A lot of them, they act like they know what's going on more than us, and we live here.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we got to be careful, brother. We got to be careful. That's what I'm talking about. That self-hatred, brother. You know, sometimes we just got to sit back and just let the chips fall. Guess what? If Miss Tiffany don't go to jail, if Miss Tiffany wins Dalton again, then what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna say then? You got to think about that. It is possible. It's possible.
And you know what, Martin? Anything is possible. I mean, the way that this government is going and the way that other things are going, anything is possible. I didn't expect for Trump to get back in there, but he did.
That's what I'm talking about. It's happening. So there's nothing we could do about it. He is the president-elect as of right now. Next month, which is next year, they're going to swear him in and all that. Now we're going to sit back and watch, see what he's going to keep to his promises. Go ahead.
And I'm still going to trust in God.
You better trust God. Not only you better, no matter who's in office, on a local or the national thing. But hold on, let me get another caller calling in. All right, people, 872-299-0808, 872-297-6389. You're welcome to call in. We're talking about self-hatred tonight. That's what we're talking about tonight, self-hatred. We're looking for some intellectual people that can stimulate our mind, challenge our thinking tonight. That's what we need tonight. Challenge our thinking on something. Give us something that we can ponder in our mind. The sister asked me a question last night. She put some on my mind. Tiffany Wilson. She said, Martin, where do you see Black people in the next 50 years? And my mind began to race and wonder. I gave some answers, but I told her I had to really get back with her, really study that. And that's what I'm looking for. Challenge our thinking tonight, people. Tell us something that we don't know. Tell us how can we elevate our thinking. Tell us how can we love on each other. I'm tired of hearing about our shortcomings. We experts when it comes to pointing out each other shortcomings. We are experts. People, we living in a world that's full of trickery, hatred, malice, envy, all of those things. Black people, we got to start loving on each other. The Bible said, when we forget God, he will forget our children. Brother, I think you know a little scripture, but have you ever heard that in the Bible? When we forget him, he'll forget our children. Look at our children, people. Look at our children. Some of us as parents, we're afraid of our own children. We spoil our children. We give them anything they want. We don't challenge them anymore. That's my baby. And I want him or her to have the best because I didn't have it when I was coming up. Then when they get grown in life sweeps them off their feet. And they're no good for society because as parents, we ruin our children. We didn't love them like we're supposed to. We got another caller. 470. Hey, sister, how you doing? Good you called back. I want you to challenge our thinking tonight. 470. Go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Johnson, it's a pleasure to be on the call again. I was trying to give everybody else an opportunity, but I just wanted to chime in on self-hatred. Um, I think self-hatred with the Black people actually began in the church. And as we talked about it, I said the church, the Black church, take up $1 billion every Sunday from poor Black people. $1 billion a Sunday, and yet we have no schools. Catholic Church have schools. We have no hospitals. The Mormon Church have hospitals. The Black church actually keep us in self-hatred. Most of their sermons ain't about Jesus. It's about if you don't.
Oh, but silent.
And going to hell. They try to put fear in us that if we don't do this, then we going to hell when they doing it. It's no accountability no more. The church was the beacon of light for the Black family, always have been. So when the church is out of order, the Black family is out of order, meaning the world is out of order. I think the church compromised its standards and left the principles, the morals, the values, and integrity of the Black family and went after greed and money. As I told you, the church in Atlanta that I went to for 20 plus years, they pay this man $60,000 a month in a poor neighborhood, and he lived in a affluent $1 million neighborhood where the rappers live, Buckhead, Atlanta. Taking those poor people money, and as I stated, self-hatred, because this man thinks he needs $60,000 a month to live off poor people, when I told you there were 7 seniors in his church in the senior community got evicted when their rent was like $400 and $500 a month, but they felt like they got to pay their tithes and offerings because this man was telling them, if you don't pay your tithes and offerings, you're going to hell. And they said not those, and he getting $60,000 a month and have no sense of love or gratitude to help anybody at his church. Period. He will save. The self-hatred come in. He will get up there and say, "We fed 1 million people," knowing he didn't feed 1 million people from the church money. He fed 1 million people from the government, asking that church to distribute food from it. But the lie come in. He come in every Sunday. Y'all got to give because we fed 1 million people. No, you didn't feed 1 million people. You distributed food from DeKalb County to 1 million people, while your people is being evicted and set outside, while you is making $60,000 a month. You making more than the president of the United States, and you get up there and preach 30 minutes. He don't be bothered with the members past the 30 minutes on Sunday. He don't even go and see about members. The pastors today make it a business. It's no longer about souls. It's no longer about loving the people. They don't even stand out the church and shake the people's hand like in the olden days when I first started going to church, where the pastor would work on a job and they would get pounds. They call it pounds, but it was food that people would bring food and put in the box.
Okay.
Now, so I think self-hatred begins in the church. They put us against each other. They tell us dark-skinned people don't look better than light-skinned people. They tell light-skinned people they're better than dark-skinned people. So when you see all our people that got money that can, if all the Black people coming together, that can put our money together, not give it all to the Black church, the athletes mainly take it out the community, and keep it in their community because they're gonna marry somebody that's not black. They're gonna marry somebody that don't look like their mama. You know, they gotta be white. So they keeping that money and that power in the white community because if something happens to the black man, the white wife getting it, which is keeping it into the community. So the black people got more, they the smartest, they could have more money, and they could be, we could be out of the situation we in. But because of self-hatred, and that's what we've been taught all our life, if you dark skin, you ugly. You don't look better than the light skinned girl. So now what we got dark skinned people bleaching themselves. Then we got all this cosmetic surgery, trying to look like you're white. You going out, you getting, you know, weed down to past your butt. You getting fake teeth. You getting fake eyelashes. There's nothing wrong with that. Anything that makes you happy, fine. I'm just saying that it all stems from self-hatred because they're telling us you're not pretty.
Tell the truth.
If you don't have false
And shame
eyelashes,
the devil.
long weave. You know, they making us feel like we ugly. So we take all our money, we put it in cosmetic surgery. We're not investing. We rather go out and get some BBL, breast augmentation, all because we want to feel love. We want to feel love. And then our black men, you know, they make us feel ugly. Like, in order for them to feel like they somebody, they're going to either have a light-skinned woman or a white woman. Very few dark-skinned women is able to even be in videos with them sometimes or be able to be on their own. You know, it's some now, you know, the other race, you know, they got Serena Williams and all them. But for the main part, we've been conditioned to hate ourselves if we're certain you know, just divided among ourselves. And I think that's where it starts from. And the only way we're going to get it back together is, yes, sir.
Well,
the only way we're going to get
I
it
want
back
to say
together
something.
is get the family back in order.
I want to say something. But I want to say something.
Okay.
You named a lot of things, and it was true for just about everything. Probably don't disagree with nothing you said. But I want to say to you, as a man to a woman, do not let no hatred get in your heart because of these things. People are going to be people, and they're going to do what they do. Jesus didn't change it when he was here. When God was on the scene, he didn't change it when he was here. We ain't going to be able to change him. We just got to move on. Some folks going to just be left behind, period. They're going to be just left behind. And we have to, see my thing, what we're doing is, those of us know that self-hatred is real. And when we see these things, we're disappointed. And we see what these ministers are doing. We see what these preachers are doing. But guess what? Everybody get their day of judgment. Not by us, but everybody, for the things that they've done in their body, good, both good and evil. There's a book. They got everything, all our thoughts, all our intents, all our actions. And we're going to have to answer one day. Good or bad, right or wrong, white or black. We cannot let hatred come in our hearts, people. We just can't do it. We can't do it. It's such a disappointment when we see a lot of things. And that's why I'm here to gather you guys here tonight so we can elevate our thinking and our mindset and not let these things get us down. Because I'm going to tell you, you can go to any YouTube channel and you can hear people talking just like the way we talking tonight, what black people ain't doing. We can hear it. We can hear this talk. And a lot of it stem from we program, like you said, sister, to self-hate, especially toward one another. And I'm not saying that we should take up for people that's wrong or things like that. I'm not saying none of that. But there's a lot of self-hatred going on because we don't love ourselves and we're not able to love other people. But hold it right there. I'm going to come back to you, dear sister. Let's take this other caller, 612. Hey, caller, you're live uncut. 612.
Hi, Martin. Hi,
Hi.
Martin. Hi, Gus. Thank you for having me. I self-hatred. I just really wanted to contribute to that conversation because we know that self-hatred, that it's an internalized thing,
Yes.
and I think how we can start by helping ourselves with having compassion for ourselves. We have to remember that we are all human. We're all individuals. We all talk about Jesus, and one thing that I noticed about Jesus is he did not care what the next person was doing. He kept on in his ministry. So I think that we need to stop, looking at other people, continue on in our ministries as a community though, and stop doing this grace for me, law for you thing. And that's all I wanted to add.
Beautiful. This your first time calling?
No, this isn't my first time
okay.
calling.
Wow. You so very, you spoke very well, and self-hatred, because, you could turn to any YouTube channel just about, and you can hear all what black people ain't doing, what they should be doing, and all that. People, let's be the change that we want to see. That's all we can be.
Exactly.
That's it. Because if we keep looking at these folks, we're going to develop hatred in our heart against them. I want to be at peace. The brother said if he had to pray for that sister in Dalton, he'd pray that she have peace. I said, well, how about if you just not say anything about her no more, and you one less person that she got to worry about saying something about her?
Exactly.
That's still a sister.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, no, I'm not being paid by that sister. No, I'm in her camp, nor do I support her. But that's still a sister at the end of the day. And I got common sense to know that whatever's going on in Dalton, she didn't do it all by herself. Trust me.
Exactly. And I would say, even for me, when I look at the story, I say, I pray for everyone because we are all supposed to be a community. So, it with that, and I think that's a good example of what I say when I say it can't be grace for me, law for you. It's grace for everyone. Let's figure it out amongst the differences. And that's just something that, when we internalize our self-hate, we can't seem to get there.
Yeah. And we have to admit, people, when hate is in our heart, like, man, God, I got to get this up out of my heart. And I tell people, and I'm going to say this publicly, there's not one man or woman, whether they're black or white, that you could put in front of me that I hate them. I have no hate in my heart. Now, that doesn't mean that I agree with everything they're doing, but I love them as a human being. And because I say I love you, that don't mean I got to lie for you and go along with your wrongdoing, period. So I'm not going to let envy and hatred come in my heart against nobody. And whenever I feel those things coming in my heart, I ask God to take it out. David said, Lord, created me a clean heart and renew the right spirit in me. That's my prayer. That's my prayer.
Yeah.
That's how I'm able to navigate and love on folks, because I'm doing it in love. People, we cannot harbor hate. It's going to make us sick, run our blood pressure up.
I was just going to say that. Also when we do internalize self-hate, then we wonder why we have high blood pressure, why we're getting sick with no explanation. It's just, it hurt. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Self-hatred is real, people. Self-hatred is real, people. And we got to get away from it. And a lot of us use the excuse, right is right, wrong is wrong. Because something is right and something is wrong, that don't mean we got to speak on it. We can take a stand back and sit back. I see a lot of things that I don't agree with, that I see wrong. Sometimes I just don't sit down and back off. Not that I agree with it. I'm not going along with it. Sometimes you got to wait. You got to wait till the dust settle so you can see everything clearly. Because, see,
Absolutely.
the internet, a lie will spread so fast, faster than the truth. Now, I guarantee you, if I was on here with some conspiracy about I got some dirt on somebody, it'd probably be 3 times more people on here tonight. It's something about us that we are attracted to trash, evilness, hatefulness. It's something the Bible said. The Bible said talk about men deeds. Men love darkness rather than light. It's a proven fact.
Absolutely. It is. It is. It makes me think about, Jerry Springer and how that bell you could be in the middle of a conversation and that bell ding and everybody just stop what they're doing and start going at it. We have to stop that.
Yeah. So our men, our black men, we need to step our game up, period. I'm speaking to the men. We need to step our game up. If we want that man title, we need to step up to it. We have to do it. We need to take off this lipstick, these eyelashes, and these skirts and be a man and pull our pants up and stand up and be a man. I'm talking to the black men. Our women, our black woman needs us. They need us. They're disappointed of us. Rightfully so. Some of black men, we go and we find other races of women. And we give them the world. But when it comes to our black women, we find every excuse in the world not to deal with them. And I know our black women could be a little difficult dealing with at times. Period. Now, if you in an interracial relationship, God bless you. I'm not telling you to break up with your woman or your wife or girlfriend. I'm not on that. That's not what I'm talking about. A lot of men, they prefer other races of women because they say the black woman is too abused, messed up. And we all got men. We have our problems. Women have their problems too. But it's a lot of self-hatred. It's a lot of self-hatred going on in this town, people. And we got to stop it. We're not going to be able to grow.
Yeah. And if I can speak just to the women who basically will receive it, I think we as women need to, and we have to listen more. And I just thought of that when you asked me if I was a first-time caller. I call a lot, but I let people talk and I listen to see what lessons I can gain from the conversation. And I've seen a lot of women out here just running their mouth, just talking loud, just talking. And if we're going to do that, we need to know the time, the place, and the way to do that. So I want to say that because it's something that I'm seeing that is running rampant. And no, it's not all of us, but for the people that that I see, when we're loud, we tend to be loud and wrong, or it's the wrong place, it's the wrong time. And I think we need to take a step back and listen. And that applies to everyone, but I'm specifically talking to women, like you're talking to the men with that.
Mm-hmm. People, we have to elevate our thinking. We got to get the hate out of our heart. You got some good going here on this podcast. But sister, do you know we got people that come on here just to upset at everything and just take over? We got people like that. Their mission is not to learn or even to contribute. Their mission is here to sabotage this thing because they know the potential and they see where it's going. But we're going into 2025 and we're not going to have it on here. You can go to any podcast and hear about what black people ain't doing or what they should be doing. There's a lot of podcasts out there, but I want this one to be prosperous. I want this one to challenge our thinking. I want us to show some love on one another. And we all from different walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
We all around the United States. We just not just here in Chicago, in the suburbs. It's different states on here. So
Yeah.
we got people all around the country. So this platform is open up for all of us, a safe space to talk.
Yes.
Self-hatred.
Where we should be able to talk to each other, whether we disagree or not.
Tell the
And
truth.
you know, that's been a very interesting thing for me in this space and other spaces where I'll start out, maybe I don't agree with what someone is saying, but if you let them get it out, you might learn something, and you might find that, oh, when you say it like that, we're saying the same thing. So self-hatred won't allow you to do that. It just won't. And so that's what that's another thing. We just have to just listen, just seek to understand.
I said all the time, listen to understand and not so quick to respond. Young people, if you're on here tonight, you don't know more than older people. You just don't. Your youth won't allow, your youth don't outweigh our experience. You may not work a computer more than us. You ready to talk, Marcus? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah. So I love black people. I love being black.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go on the record for saying, if I would have died and met God and he said he wanted to send me back, I would tell him, please send me back as a black man. I love my people, and that's why I speak about my people even when they're acting inappropriately, because we are a greater people. We invented everything. This country wouldn't be America if it wasn't for black people. What I hate is when black people get on here or any platform and put black people down who are on public assistance. It's just as many as white, Hispanics, and everybody else on it. They getting it. Why can't the blacks get it? We deserve it as well. You know, congratulations. You have a nice 9-to-5 job and you went to college and got your degree. Congratulations. But we all need each other. We're a beautiful race of people. We are a great race. We are descendants of great kings and queens, and we are kings, and our women are queens, and our daughters are princesses. Our boys are princes that will grow to be a king. There are good people in our community. There are black people out here doing good things. It's not publicized. It's not on Facebook. And sometimes that's a good thing, because look at what happened to Nipsey Hussle. He was helping his people in California, and look at what happened to him. Look at what almost happened to Willie Wilson. Willie Wilson was going out there on the streets helping his people, and look how some of our own people tore him down because he wasn't giving them the private treatment. Look at that. You got black people. Chicago got a well of rich black people. And so you might say, well, why is our community in the shape it's in? You'd be surprised how much black people try to help their people.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm talking about.
Some great black people.
It's definitely it's some right now on this live right now. And you're one of them, Marcus. Right. You're one of them. And people, we can't stay at first grade. We got to keep moving. We got to keep progressing. Again, everybody won't go where we're trying to go. Some of us will and have to be left behind in order to get to where we got to go, to the next level. If y'all think, let me educate y'all a little bit. Some of you guys know. I always say on this live that we don't own or control anything here in America. We don't control electricity. We don't control the water that comes in our community. We don't control the police. We don't control the court system. We don't control the laws. We don't control politics. And we sure enough don't control the entertainment industry. And we basically, that's us. We don't control education.
Mm-mm.
None of these things that we control, people. The military, we don't control the military. And we definitely don't control the flow of money. So what is it that we control? This mind right here. We got to have control of this mind, people. Everything around us that we need, any natural and the food, any natural resource that we need to survive, the white man control. We need food, he control that. We need water, he can control that. We need shelter, he control the land. Buy a house, and if he want that house, he got a law that says eminent domain. We need to build a highway through here, and we're going to pay you for your home, the fair market value. I'm going to tell y'all people, he going to take it. You get nothing. Let me say this, people. Black people, I am proud to be black. I thank God for my kicky hair, my full lips, my broad nose, my caramel complexion. I am black, and I represent blackness, and I'm not afraid or ashamed to be called black. My mother was black, my father was black, and all my brothers and sisters, the ones that are living now, was black. The ones that dead, they was black too as well. So I don't have a problem with being black at all. I love black people. And I'm not gonna get up with a bunch of white people in a room full of white people and start talking about my black people like I'm not black. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna show love to my people. A lot of us, we get along to go along, and we get around another race of people. We get amnesia all of a sudden. We laughing and getting skinning and grinning. And one thing I like about white people, they don't like cowards or traitors. They don't like it. Now they glad that you trading on your own people, but they know in back of their mind, if it come down to it, they can't trust you. If you can go against the race of your people, you have no loyalty with the people that look like you, you definitely ain't gonna have no loyalty to us. We just gonna use you just good enough to where we can get out what we need. Then after we don't need you no more, we push you to the wolves. That's real talk. People. Go ahead, sister. You want to say something?
Mr. Johnson, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm happy to go. Listen, I think I misconstrued the topic. I wasn't talking about, my self-hatred, because when you know who you are, then you can walk in any room and own the room, which I have done since I've been in the 8th grade, and not bragging. Mm-hmm. Like I told you yesterday, I was a single black woman, never been a rapper, never had a sugar daddy, never had a sugar mama, never been on a reality show, a self-made millionaire. I could drive in the less fortunate community in a Bentley and give the kids $100 to let them know, love yourself, because the color of your skin gonna get doors closed. But if you love yourself and know who you are, you can walk in the room. I don't been to Mar-a-Lago and with Trump. I walk in the room like I own the room. I don't think nobody in the world better than me. I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I've been knowing that since I was a little girl. I was born for a purpose, to be able to be a light for black people, to show black people you can do it and you don't have to compromise your morals, your values, your integrity. When I integrated the white schools, I walked in the school on the first day and said, I'm going to be the first black person to graduate valedictorian, the smartest in the school among all the white people. I did that. Not only that, I won first black person to win an academic scholarship to Georgia Tech Well, they paid me $2,000 a month to go to Georgia Tech, and then graduate magna cum laude. Been working on been on every top job it is in the nation. But what I realized that God didn't put me here just for me to accomplish that. He put me here to show other Black people that you can do it without compromising your morals, your values, your integrity. And when you know who you are, when you love yourself to the point, I was born in 1967. My face looked like I was born in 87. My body looked like I was born in 97 because I know who I am. And I don't need nobody to tell me who I am and what makes me look good. Everything I got, I was born with it. But when I walk out the door, the men just like, the young guys like, because it's not about what I got, what I drive, who I am, where I live. It's about knowing who I am when I walk in any room.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the love don't begin. That's why I was saying, if I could reach as many young Black men and women to show them, you don't need no sugar daddy, you don't need no sugar mama, you don't need nothing but knowing love yourself to the point that when you know who you are, it's nothing in the world that you can't do, accomplish, or you can obtain. Because you got that confidence in yourself that you're gonna reach your goal, you're gonna make your goal, and you ain't gonna let nothing or nobody stop you because you know why you was born, you know the purpose you was born for. And I knew that since I was a little girl, that I was born to be a difference in the lives of Black people. Not just marching with Black Lives Matter, not the civil rights movement, but show them love. It's what's going to bring them together. The world lack love. So I was born to show people love. I mean, what I said I did yesterday in the community is a fraction of what I do. It's a fraction of every month that I go to the senior center and cook and feed them people that don't have families to come and see them that's been left like that. I don't get no 501c3. I do it with my own money because I love and I want to show people that this is what makes the difference is love. I told you, I fund grandmamas raising deceased grandchildren kids.
Mm-hmm.
I do that in my own pocket. So I'm just saying love is what makes the difference. So you can't love if you don't love yourself.
That's
but
correct.
When you love yourself and know who you are, you can walk in a room and own it. When I walk in front of Trump, I treat Trump just like I do the person in the drive-in window. He's no different. He's just in a different position. But the same person that's in the drive-through window or the homeless person needs the same love that I give to President Trump. So that's it. I just wanted to say that.
You redeem yourself. That's good. It's beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something like that. Listen, I don't need nobody coming on here talking about woe is me, playing the victim game and all. People, they're good at talking about that. We know there's white supremacy out there. They got traps out here for Black men and Black women not to excel. Anytime that we excel at anything, they move the goalposts. We know that. We know that, people. That's real talk. Trust me. You get a few little crumbs from the white man, now you think you better than the other man. Trust me. Anything that we own in this life, my dear sister, whether we male or female, we work hard for, is only temporarily. It's given to for a little while. So that's why we got to do what you do, sister. You got to bless folks. You got to bless folks. Give back. You got some folks, they have made it out of the hood, if I may use that scenario, and anybody else is in the hood, they look down on them. Whether it be their family members, whoever, they look down at them like they're nothing. And that's not right. That's not right. And we shouldn't do that. That's another form of self-hatred. Because you didn't do what I do, you wrong. We shouldn't do that. That's your mission is not my mission. God put us in place for certain things. Some folks can live in the hood and it don't bother them.
You know what, Martin?
Yeah.
The hood is our home. I love the hood.
Mhm.
I love living in Inglewood. I only moved out of Inglewood because I had to move out of Inglewood. And it wasn't due to no violence or nobody running me out. The landlord wasn't doing their job.
Right.
But I love Inglewood. Inglewood, what's unique about Inglewood, the people sit out on their front porches in the summertime. The neighbors, you know who your neighbors are because they're sitting out there and they're waving at you. Ain't nobody dead quiet. You got some of these black neighborhoods, they don't want you sitting out on your porch. They don't want you having a good time. Inglewood is not that type of neighborhood. Yes, it has its issues. And that's primarily due to white folks and how they took all the resources out of that neighborhood. And so I hear people get on here or any platform and talk about Inglewood, especially black people who are from out of town and who ain't never lived in Inglewood and believe what the media tells them. Every neighborhood has its problem. Bridgeport has its problem. Mount Greenwood and Beverly have their problem. It just don't get reported on the news like that. You got to ask yourself, why they always focusing on us? What is so important that they keep the magnifying glass on us? They even take numbers on how many of us are dying. Now that you can't get no more wicked than that.
Let me say something. I want to ask a panel a question. Does white supremacy exist? I want to. Anybody can answer that. I think we got a new call. I'm gonna get to you, Sarge. I think that. Does white supremacy exist? I want to ask somebody because some people don't know how to identify and they don't know what it is. Anybody? Sarge, I know you want to answer, Sarge.
I'll get somebody.
Oh, okay, good. I don't have it on mute. I thought I had the phone on mute. Yeah, it does exist.
Well, okay. Since it exists, explain to us what it looked like and how it works.
Okay, it does exist. And also it does not exist to the level that many blacks say it exists.
Give me an example.
Now,
give me examples.
You've got this thing, example, the glass ceiling. In corporate America, you can only get up so high to such a level. It's called a glass ceiling. You've got that in that respect, okay? You've got situations that go on for the starting up of businesses in all black areas. And if it's a high crime black area, you're going to find it very difficult to get a loan. And they blame that on white supremacy when actually the area is looked at, the debt to earning ratio is looked at, and how much is it going to cost insurance wise? Because you got to have insurance on the business. Now, if all of those ducks are not in a row, there you have it.
And let me ask you a question.
I mean, and it's like, okay.
Tab, you still have not told me what it really looks like. I mean, you telling us. I mean, it's just like you
I
talk.
said what it looks like. The glass ceiling in corporate America, you're only allowed to move up so high within that entity. Professional sports, you're allowed to be a player or a coach, but you're not allowed to be a team owner.
Okay.
Where are the black team owners for the NBA and for the NFL? Where are the owners at? It's in the owner's box.
It's a few. I think it's one owner.
It's not. It's
black. I think he's.
Give me a name.
Okay, because I know Michael Jordan used to be an owner of the Washington Wizards. He was in part of that. I do know.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I did know that.
Yep.
I did know. He was an owner.
He
was an owner. He was an owner. He was an owner.
That was okay. That was partial. It's just like when Oprah and Magic and the rest of them tried to buy the Clippers. They didn't let them buy it. Who did they let buy it? The one that was working under Bill Gates with Microsoft. They let him buy it. It's a good old boys club.
Michael Jordan also had a race car. He owned a race car, NASCAR. Got stake in NASCAR.
Hold it right there. Let me go to
Yeah, well, I understand all that.
Okay, hold it right there. But let me ask you a question,
Okay.
Sarge. Now, I got to be straight up with you. Why you calling in tonight and you don't consider yourself black? I'm really talking to the black people, though. You know, I mean, real truthfully.
Okay, I called in tonight. Okay, number one, I'm Louisiana Creole. I'm proud of my people. Okay, we are Black, Indian, African, Spaniard. That's our genetic makeup. So do not tell me I am not Black.
I'm just going by what you say you're not.
Louisiana Creole. Hold on. Let me get it out. Now, if you examine my makeup, yes, I am Black. But if I say I'm Louisiana Creole, oh, so you don't think you Black. You don't think you Black. You don't. Come on now.
But Sarge, you don't identify as being Black. But you don't identify as being
What
Black.
What you mean
Sarge.
identify? What?
You don't.
Okay, Martin, explain to
I
me.
mean, I've heard you say as a Black, you don't consider you say you mixed. That's what you say you are.
I didn't say that. Because I am mixed. Martin, you're mixed.
Okay, I'm
you
Black.
Got light skin like me
Well,
because
okay.
You're all African?
Well, let me ask you a question. Who has the dominant gene? Black?
The Black gene is the dominant gene.
Okay.
We know this.
Okay.
We're all Black.
Okay. All right. Let me go to the next caller.
Martin.
Let me go to the next caller.
Yeah. So
let me go to the next caller.
I'm not Black.
Let me go to the next caller. Next caller. Sarge.
Black.
Next caller. Thank you. 612.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Let's roll with it.
All right. 612. Do you know what white supremacy is? I'm asking you a question. 612. If you can explain it to me.
I would. Okay. Well, I would explain it as the economical, like it's either political or economic system where a certain group of people enjoy certain rights that we don't.
Okay. All right. 470. Does white supremacy, do you know what it is? 470?
No, sir. I really don't.
Okay. You don't. Okay. If you don't know, don't worry about it. If you don't know, don't worry about it. I ain't trying to put you on blast. Okay. 708. Do you know 708? The last four digits, 1679. Do you know what white supremacy is? 708. You there? If not, I'm gonna go to Bill. I'm gonna start. Bill just called in, so come on, Bill. Come on, Bill.
I was wondering what I did wrong.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. No, I wanted to get to them before I get to you because I'm trying to keep. I'm trying to keep a little order here, But go ahead. You didn't do anything wrong. Go ahead, Bill.
I want to speak on the topic. Starting off,
No, just tell me what white supremacy is. Just tell me what white supremacy is. Then you can go to the next.
The young lady just said it.
No, you tell me. I know. Yeah, you tell me what you think it is.
I would say the same thing.
Okay.
A group of people who have suppressed certain groups where they can obtain and live the lifestyle that they want through economic and other sources. It does exist. Who have friends.
What's that?
Hold it. 626. I need you to turn your audio down or put your phone on mute. 62 Eric code 626. I need you to turn your audio down, your Facebook or YouTube, whatever, because there's an echo coming from your number. Thank you. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I want to speak on the topic, self-hate. I think it develops in at two levels. On the low, you might experience self-hate, and it's a problem people will say, for instance, self-sabotage, do things, that they know it's not conducive for themselves, or it's not going to work out, and they know it ahead of time. But on a different level, a higher level, I think it's more cancerous. The people who look down on other people with their self-hate to make themselves seem bigger and better. And in doing that, it spreads a lot faster amongst our people. But the thing I can't understand is it's not in our DNA. It's in our behavior. And I'm sure other races have it. I don't see it as much. Or maybe I'm not paying that much attention, but I see it in our race a lot. And I don't understand why. And it's crazy. We come up with the term haters. But I guess we would have a right to if we hate them amongst each other as much as we do.
Okay. Okay, hold it right there. All right, 626. Does white supremacy exist, or 626? Area code 626. Okay. Oh,
I got a good one for you, Martin.
I'm
Let
not
me know
talking to
when
you
you're
right
ready.
now, sir. I'll get to you, sir.
I know.
Okay, thank you.
I know. I was.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Really?
How you doing, Martin?
Yeah, how you doing, my brother? Listen.
Martin, can you hear me?
Yeah, this is what I need you to do, sir. I need you to turn down Facebook and YouTube. Turn it off. Turn it down. Get your phone off speakerphone, because there's a delay.
Thank you.
Turn. You got to turn your audio down before you talk to me. I'm gonna have to pass you up.
It is down.
It's not down. It's not down. Turn it off, because I hear echo. I can hear it on this end.
Okay. All right, I'm off. Can you hear me now?
All right, much better now. That's off. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to tell you right now, I don't think it's nothing about self-hate. I think us as black people, we just dealing with a lot of stupidity within our race.
Okay. Okay, can you explain? Give me some examples.
It's just when I go outside, I was telling my lady right now, I'm 52 years old. We're both a couple at 52, and we just be moving around and be like, is this serious? People be out doing some more hilarious stuff, and black people seem to think that's cool to try to front of each other. I don't know why that's so popular. Oh, you see more black people, let me act a damn fool in front of us so they see, but they don't realize people look at them like you are fucking retarded. Excuse my cousin, but it's just crazy.
Okay. Okay. Do you believe white supremacy exists?
Yes, I do, but I don't think it's on a level how we perpetrate it to be.
Okay. Can you?
We only bring it to us. We only bring that to us when we on some ignorant stuff. So they be like, let me let you know what I'm really about.
Okay. Can
so,
you?
No, I don't feel like that. I think.
Okay. Hold it.
I think we are our own problem.
Sir. Hold it. I'm trying to get some understanding here. Now, if you said it exists, how does it work?
Really, racism these days are played behind the closed doors. It's like they'll throw it at you. If you don't catch it, you don't catch it.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm 52, so I catch it.
Tell me how you catch it. Give me some examples how you catch it.
Yeah, say like if you go in the store and you're trying to buy something and say like you kind of undecided, you'll see them kind of circling the room a little bit. Not other people, just like in your vicinity to let you know like we watching you. Things of that nature.
So you consider that as being racist?
Yes, it is.
Why can't they just be watching their merchandise? Watching you?
Nah, it's the tactic. It's the way you do things. People, when you feel certain things in your body, that's what it really be about.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. Now, I got a question for all of you guys. Why is
What
it
is
that
it?
every time something go wrong in the black community, black people blame each other? Why is it that? You know, something's not right. We point the finger. The migrants come in the community, we blame black people. Reason why they're here
What I
is
said
because
earlier,
black
it
people.
leads back to stupidity. Leads back to our stupidity.
Mhm. Okay, give me an example of our stupidity. Give me an example.
We'll see some dumb, and most of us kind of agree with it. Like, see somebody going crazy, Gordon Green, they good. That's not good. That's a stupid fool in front of you, and you actually clap and cheer them on.
Okay. Wow.
Martin, if I could say,
No, hold it, Marcus. Hold it. I'm digging into some. I'm going somewhere with this. Okay.
oh,
So
I know you is.
yeah, you are you black?
Yes, I'm black. I'm 52 years old.
Okay. Okay. So
I would,
I'm gonna ask you. Hold it. Have you ever been discriminated against because of your color, the skin color of your
Yes,
skin
I
color?
have.
Can you tell me about
Yes.
it? Tell me about it.
Well, it wasn't out here. Actually, I'm really from Mississippi, born in Mississippi. So we go visit. When we go visit, I couldn't really take what I was seeing. And I was finna leave out there. My girl told me at the time, she said, don't do that. That lady's going to get done bad once we leave. I thought about it. I said, she right. So I kind of calmed down and walked out of the store. But that's one of the reasons, one time I felt that.
Okay.
There's been many more, though, of course.
Well, let me just educate you a little bit. White supremacy is not just a feeling, okay? It's not just a feeling only.
I know that, too.
Okay.
I know that, too.
Oh, because I know you've been talking about feelings, and I felt it, you know, sometimes our feelings can mislead us.
No, that's what we all do. We all get a vibe of when
Right.
something is going wrong.
Right. And sometimes that the vibe may not be correct. It's like you could see a white person walking down the street and they frowning. It's not that because they're racist and they see a black person, they could be going through some things. So that you can't call that being racist because they walking down the street, they frowning up and all that. They may be going through some things and not even that's no, you know, sometimes we think certain things is really not there. There's a saying said, racism, I'm going to explain racism to you, white supremacy. If you don't know what racism is and how it works, everything you know will only confuse you, according to Neely Fuller. Racism works like this. It's not calling a black person the N-word, okay? It's racial discrimination.
No,
It's segregation. Segregate you. It keep you separate. It is redlining. Remember, we had the law. We had the Jim
Martin,
Crow.
did you hear me give you my speech? I said I'm from Mississippi. Remember what I said?
Yeah, but
I seen it all. I'm from
brother,
that area.
you didn't explain it to me though. You said you seen it. You describe your feelings to me, but I need you to explain it to me, sir.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Well, explain it to
let me give it to you a little bit more better.
Thank you. Go
I'm
ahead.
from Mississippi. I lived down there from birth all the way up to like 9 years old. So we experienced it all the time. When we out at stores, out at parks, it's a little bit worse than California. It's more nicer. Mississippi, they give you full steam ahead.
You still have not told me. You based on feeling. Tell me an experience. Tell me, sir.
I experienced, like, what do you mean by, like, what? Racism?
That's what we talk about, ain't it, sir?
Yeah, when I go out my door, put it like this, you too, any other black guy, when you go out of your door, some part of the day, you're going to run into some type of racism. You may not act on it, but you're going to notice it's there.
Okay, give me an example. How we run into it?
It could be something as small as a parking space, and you actually beat the guy there, but the guy's still going to try to turn in the same parking space. It's those type of things.
So that's racism. So we racing for a parking space, a black person, a white person, and we beat them in there. So you consider that racism?
Somewhat, depending on any degree of which way you did it.
Oh my God, brother! Oh my brother. you keep listening to the channel. I'm gonna break it down for you. I'm gonna show you how racism works and what it is.
I'm gonna keep watching it, and I believe what you're saying. But like I say, you're a little bit older than me, so of course you will have more deeper stories or more connection than I would. But I got the same connection. For one, we're both black, so
Yeah, of course.
we obviously ran into it before.
Oh yeah. Not only ran into it, we've been in it, we experienced it. You know, I'll give you
right there. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give you one example, help you out. When you turn on a major news network, and I'll let you go next, Marcus, and all you see is black people committing crime, drive-by shootings, carjacking, snatching and grabbing. That's racism.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Hold it, brother. Hold it, brother. Brother, hold it. It's your turn to listen now. It's your turn to listen. I want you to listen. I'm bringing it out to you so you can, when you see it, you'll recognize it. I'm telling you. I'm pointing it out in the media to you. When you see things on the mainstream media, and if you don't know no better, you will believing that black people were the only ones, according to the news, the media, we were the only ones out there committing crime. And I'm not saying that black people not out there drive-by shooting, snatching and grabbing, whatever. Sir, I need you to listen, not to respond. Listen to understand, sir. I'm trying to break it down to you. Okay? All right. Right.
Yes, sir.
So I'm trying to get you to understand. So when you go out today, or when you look at your TV, you'll be able to explain. Then you say, okay, that's what Martin was talking about. All right. So now they make us the highlight. All races have bad people in races. All races do. When you hear terms like black on black crime, that is a white supremacist talking point. Well, you say, well, Martin, well, why do you say that? Do you ever hear the white media say white on white crime? Do you ever hear Mexicans say Mexican on Mexican crime? Or do you ever hear Asians say Asian on Asian crime? Why is the talking term always used as black on black crime? Why you think that? That's a form of racism. That's all what that is. So I'm explaining, I'm trying to get you to see it now. So you can see it when you know you can identify that. Now, I'll give you another one. Sir, I need you to listen, to understand, not to respond. Listen, I'm trying to educate you. Now I'll give you another one. Driving while black. This one you should know. If you lived in Mississippi and you driving a car in Mississippi, some counties are sundown towns. Sundown means you better get out of there after dark. Don't get caught in there after dark. That's all what that means. And a lot of times when you're going through these little hick towns that we call them, all white towns, predominantly white towns, you're prone to get pulled over. Not because
8 years old.
Sir, I'm trying to talk. I need you to listen. I need you to listen, brother. Don't let your emotions flare over. Hold your emotions, check them. All right. They pull you over in these towns, not because you hit a broken tail light or your license plate light was out. They pull you over just because they can do it. Those are racist things that they do, people, to black people. Also, let me help you out in when it comes to laws. They make laws such as when they had the crack epidemic. This goes back to the 80s and the 90s. I think it's the Bill Clinton era, where you can have powder cocaine, which whites was known to snort, opposed to more to smoking. Black people, we was more so smokers than snorters or tooters. Rock. And we can have the same amount of weight, but the one that smoked the rock get the more time in the judicial system. That's racism all day. All day, my brother. all day. So I'm explaining it to you. Okay, give you another example.
I understand everything you said.
Oh, I want you to understand. I'm gonna give you. I'm trying to show you so you can see it. See, you kept telling me I feel it, but I'm gonna show you where you can see it. Not only feel it, but you can see it. In prison, you can ask anybody that ever been locked up in prison. They'll tell you that. Now, by the way, I've never been locked up, but I've been told that most of the good paying jobs that's in prison,
Has joined.
the white
boys
people.
got 'em.
Thank you. That's racism. That's all what there is. That's all what it is. Now, am I claiming Victor Blaming? No. We know how things work in this society. We know that if you go to the court system, if you commit the same crime as a white person, you're not going to get the same time as the white person. Matter of fact, you're going to get more. I get one more and I'm going to let you go. One more. Most men, black men that get incarcerated wrongfully, do 20 years in jail or whatever, they always get single digits. But when a white man get incarcerated wrongly, he's always getting double digits. It's like almost $1 million per year. I've seen it over and over and over in these countries. These are facts, brother. So I'm telling you, it's real out here. It's real. No one could deny this. That's all I'm saying. So I'm explaining this, people. Sorry about that. I should have put my phone on. Explaining how things work in this country. Now, does that mean that we can't drive a nice car or own a home? No. We can't own a business? No. But they'll let you own a car, own a business, do well in school. That's okay. But you're not controlling anything. And most of your people, black people, our people, you're not going to succeed over our people because we're in control. And they've shown us. Do you know, and I'm talking to the whole panel now, that it takes you 4 years to get a bachelor's degree, maybe 3 in some cases. And it takes them every bit of 10 to 15 minutes to make your diploma and hand it to you. Did you know that if you want to get married in this country, and if your marriage doesn't go through this system, this government is not acknowledged. If you want a divorce, you have to go through this institution, this government, to get a divorce in order to be recognized. If you are a medical person, doctor or something, if you don't have your degrees, you're not going to be acknowledged at all. So everything has to come through them, and they have to validate it for it to be legit. Period. I'm explaining how it works. That's how it works. That's what it
Martin, if we know better, can we do better?
is. Sir, hold it,
snap.
Sir, hold it. I'm asking you to listen, to understand, not to respond. If you just listen to me, then I just say that doesn't mean that we can't get a business here. That don't mean we can't own a home and make. If you listen to me, I just answered that own question. I answered it to you. I'm not saying that we can't, but as a group, a collective group, it's not going to happen. That's all I'm saying. Now we got this. We wonder why we so separate because, and the Mexicans are thriving is because they work together and we don't work together. That's the purpose of me bringing all these different walks of life under this umbrella right now. One thing we all got in common, those of us that's honest, we got this complexion. That makes us common. You know, we got that one thing in common. Now, we may have different religions. We may have different political views. We may have different sexual-oriented views, whatever. But we black. I tell any person that's from the alphabet community, you're black first before you're gay. I tell them that. At the end of the day, you still black. You cannot put your sexual preference over your race.
That's what they do.
We know what they do. But that's why I tell them, say, you black first. Now, your sexual preference, that's something, just your choice. It's what you're choosing. So what I'm telling you, why are we going through the things that we're going through? Because the system has engineered this hate among us. We often talk about the Willie Lynch letter. Some people say that's real, and some people say that's not real. Yeah. Somebody says it's real, and it's not real. So Willie Lynch letter had some things in it like that. You pin the young against the old, the white, the light skin against the dark skin, the male against the female, and we'll have them in slavery for many years. And that's what you're seeing right now. We won't stick together for nothing. We let our religious beliefs separate us. We not only let that separate us, our political views, that separate us. Where we live, we let that separate us. All that. What we wear, the type of car we drive, our education, we let all these things in life separate us. And that's why we can't get together. And that's why we have so much hate. You got the poor folks hating on the rich folks. Then you got the rich folks hating on the poor folks. All they all know better. They can do for themselves. I did for myself. I did this and did that. If it wasn't for the civil rights movement and they pushing, we could not be enjoying the internet probably right now. Some of the freedoms that we got. It was the ordinary people that really wasn't educated that stood out there on the front lines and took a beating, getting knocked upside the head. Some of them students. Whole busload of students got killed in the civil rights movement. The fight for civil rights.
What about it? Black spend money with blacks.
You said what?
What about if only blacks spent money with other blacks?
That'd be a wonderful thing. It used to happen like that, but it don't happen like that anymore. We don't own enough things to spend our money. You know, our business is few and far between. We don't have a lot of businesses anymore like that. We don't.
Exactly. I own a couple of businesses right now, and it's really hard to get my own people to even spend money with me. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, and then to be honest with, because we're not. See, the thing is, our training don't teaches us to think like that. I'm talking about our race, our culture. So once we don't practice, we don't listen, sir. We don't practice group economics. When I say group, now I shop at black businesses. I shop there. Now, some black businesses we don't have, so I have to go to a white cleaners. I have to go to an Arab-owned gas station. I have to.
I get it.
So we can't shop we can't buy what we don't have. Real seriously.
No, we got businesses. It's just so spread in between.
Right.
You may have a cleaners in one city and don't have one in your other city. So.
Right. Then a lot of times our people, we're trained to shop for convenience. It's closer. I tell people, when you buy drugs, you going where the best drugs is. I don't care if it's 20 minutes away. You're not going right outside your door and get it. Seriously. I mean, you laughing, but I'm serious. Anybody that smoke weed,
That's why I'm laughing.
yeah, anybody that smoke weed or do any type of hard substance, you know, you going where the bomb at, where the good stuff at, if I may use it. And I'm not trying to promote using drugs. I'm not trying to promote that.
901.
Okay, I'm not trying to promote that. But I got another caller. Let me take this caller real quick. 901, go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller. 901.
How you doing, Mark? How you doing? How's everybody doing? How's the community doing?
Yes,
Community
sir.
meeting.
Yes.
You asked a question whether white supremacy exists, and I can say this without, flopping and going different ways. Yes, it does exist, and it is prevalent, and it has played a role in the psyche of black people, black Americans, also minorities, and this practice is practiced all over the world.
The thing about the situation is, if we ask ourselves this question, is it morally wrong for a group of people to protect their own? I think that's a better question to ask, because if we were in that position, we were the dominant culture, will we practice those same things? That can be debatable. But one of the problems that I actually see is that, and it ties into the conversation that you're having about self-hatred, and how does that promote that? How does it promote self-hatred? And you can only solve and resolve an issue if we acknowledge that the problem actually exists.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts on that situation. But the thing about the situation, whenever you have, if you look throughout history, and every time there was a power move that we've made, we've tried to build our own communities. We tried to establish these things, and every time what has happened, they've came and destroyed those things. Those things have been destroyed, and also they do these things like you said earlier about the taxes, the laws, the policing, and all the rest of those things. Now, some of the individuals on here were saying, I think the young lady was speaking about the black church and what the black church is not doing these and tearing down these institutions. But I find it kind of disturbing when asked if white supremacy exists, she could not even answer that question. And see, I think sometimes we have to be aware of some of those internalized things that we actually think. And, I'm not criticizing her or anything like that, but the devil don't do all bad. If he done all bad, then he could not lure people into those things. So the thing about the situation is, in order for us,
I'll give you a chance to respond. Ma'am. Just go ahead. Go ahead, 901.
In order us to respond to the things that's actually going on, that we have to acknowledge these things exist. Now, the bigger question is, how do we act under that? How do we act under this power system? Because as Martin's been saying, every time we shoot at a goal and we hit that goal, they move the goalposts. Every time. You told us to go get our education. We got our education. You told us to purchase our homes. We purchased our homes. The individuals that's being displaced in Chicago and all over the United States of America, they did the American dream. They did everything that was required to do to become successful. These people are not losing their homes because of lack of knowledge and being lazy and all the rest of those things. And oftentimes, I think we assign these attributes to the poor and to the minorities, but the real psychopaths and the real ungodly people are the billionaires and the trillionaires who perpetrate this. But we don't question them. It's like questioning the DV survivor. You wouldn't question a woman that's in domestic violence, but yet and still you'll go back and criticize the people that these harms and these atrocities have been perpetrated on the black community for decades. It is like we're in a race and they was given half the length of the course, and you're cheering on the person who cheated from the beginning. If you actually look at it, the concept of the United States of America was never intended to be free. Let us be honest. America has never lived up to its promises. It wasn't designed to do that. We were thought of as not even human beings.
Amen.
And the situation is, if a person only see you as a human being, how could you actually believe that their system, and which I said the majority, the question is it wrong for the majority of the people, of the population, to take care of their people and prefer their people? I think it's just go ahead and say that. But to sit up there and suggest these things don't exist and we victims, but the thing about it, if I ask these individuals that's on here, if the Holocaust existed, you will say yes. And you will say that's anti-Semitic. But you can't even acknowledge the things that was done to your family.
Hey, Martin, can I say something?
Yeah, when you're done, I want to give the 470 chance to respond. I think she wanted to respond. So I'm gonna let him finish talking. Then you go after her, Marcus. Okay, go ahead. Go up 901. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, that's the thing about it. So the situation is this right here. And if not only if you look at these things, let's look at this from a global perspective as well. We already know that the majority, the dominant race of people in this society or in the world are melanated people. So they are the minorities around this world. So what they're doing is they build those machines, these ships and these bombs and all the rest of those things to protect their interests. Notice, if you really actually notice, you could really think those are the only ones that have these type of weapons. The rest of the Native American people, these were peaceful people. We can criticize and say all the self-hatred and all the rest of those things, but the truth about the matter is black people have a very forgiving heart. And sometimes it makes me angry. Like Martin said, I have to pray every day, Lord, get this out of me. Get this out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said, envy not your oppressors and pursue none of their ways. But the truth about the matter is, and I'm going to land right here. The truth about the matter is, the good book is actually Black history. That's what it is. All this stuff has been whitewashed. You're talking about what we can and we cannot do and all the rest of that. We're the ones who invented civilization. It came from us.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest about what's really going on here. And he said, until you repent and until you come back to me, your children will be in bondage. The book is about us.
Yeah,
it's about
absolutely.
us, people. And I'm done.
You say, turn from your wicked ways.
Okay. Hold it. 470. Did you want to say something? I thought I heard you said something. If not, I'll go on to Marcus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to respond to the caller because he really got everything I said misconstrued. Number one, he talked about what I said about the church. That's the problem. We are not holding anybody accountable for anything. I started out saying that because I did come back and say I misinterpreted what he meant by self-hatred.
Yeah, you did. Yes,
I
you
was
did.
talking about where self-hatred begins and can be rectified. The reason I didn't answer about white supremacists, I know what it meant. I know what it meant.
Does it mean?
I just told you I graduated. The reason I said no because it never applied to me. I told you I graduated from Georgia Tech magna cum laude, up there with the top 10% of white people. So white supremacists never applied to me. I lived in the best neighborhood. Listen, I'm just going to tell you. You said Violet did not know what white supremacists mean when I just told you that I was born to change the world, and not through marches, not through protesting, but through showing love. And I explained how I do that. And I also realized that self-hatred, white supremacists, nothing going to change in this world until we show love. One thing about black people, what white people cannot take from them. If you get it up there in your head, they might strip you, they might beat you, they might arrest you, but they cannot ever take the knowledge you got in your head. So when I go among white people, I don't see white, black, green, or blue, because whatever room I walk in, I take over the room. The white people need what's in my mind. When I go on jobs, I go into a room with white people, and they need what's in my mind. They don't need the color of my skin. I'm sitting there talking to a whole bunch of white men every day because I'm smarter than them. So they need me. I don't need them. So white supremacists don't apply to me because discrimination don't work with me because the white man needs what's in my mind.
Can I say
Once you do, Nana one, let her finish talking, then I'll let you
finish.
Okay, let her finish. Let her finish.
I always, like I told Mr. Johnson, I mean, I'm always going to respect you, 901, as a black man, because I feel like my black man is my king, and I'm no more than my black man. I might be smart and I might walk in other rooms, but I ain't no better than my black man. When I go home, I submit to a black man, whether I'm walking among white men or not. I know who I am. I know who I was born to be. And I know I don't want no white man. I get them every day because white men want smart women. They don't care about the fictitious. They tell me that all the time. Because I ask them, why do so many white men attracted to me? They said because white men want smart women. They don't go by the fictitious that black men go by. The white men say, you'll never see a pretty woman in a nursing home, but you'll never see a smart woman take a man for everything he got. So what I'm saying, like Martin Luther King said, in order to change self-hatred, Martin Luther King Jr. words was, hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. He also said, I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great of a burden to bear. And that's where I stand in life. I realize if we did just the first 2 commandments in the Bible, you don't even have to believe in God or anything else. But if you did the first two commandments, love God with all your heart, love your neighbor as yourself, those 2 take care of the rest of the 10 commandments. If you loving your neighbor as yourself, you ain't gonna kill yourself. You ain't gonna steal from yourself. You ain't gonna cheat on your wife with yourself. You ain't gonna commit adultery with yourself. If you do those first 2, and that's my only plot in life. It ain't to be the richest person in the world. It ain't to be the prettiest or the finest person in the world. My only purpose in life, I was born to love and show love. And that's all I'm here on the earth for. I'm not here to drive the cars I drive, and I'm thankful for them. But I only have the things that I have to go back into the black community that might not see that they can do this. And that way, if I'm driving in a Bentley, I get their attention. And when they come to my car, I'm able to plant a seed and say, listen, baby, the color of your skin is going to get a lot of doors closed. But once you get that up there in your head, regardless of the closed doors, when you get it in your head and they need it, they're going to open them doors, regardless of what color you are. And that's what I meant when I said I didn't know what white supremacists mean, because the white people are, I just said, I don't been to Mar-a-Lago with Donald Trump. Wasn't favored him or nothing. But Donald Trump and some of his people needed what's in my mind. They needed what was in my mind when I walked in the door. They needed to send for me in order to give them some strategies to do things. So the color of my skin never stopped me from getting endorsed because of what I had in my mind that they'll never be able to take from me. And yes, I'm going to always respect you 901, Mr. Johnson. When I come on here, I always say Mr. Johnson, respect. Why would I say Mr. Trump? And then I got a black king on the phone with me, Mr. Johnson, and I call him Martin. If I'm going to call Trump, Mr. Trump, then I'm going to call Mr. Johnson, because I respect Mr. Johnson a whole lot better than I do Donald Trump, because Mr. Johnson is a part of me. And I can't go no further if I'm trying to surpass Mr. Johnson, because the order of God's family is the man first, whether women like it or not. The man first, then the woman, and then the children. So Violet gonna always respect her black man, including you 901, regardless of what you think about me or say about me. But what I'm gonna do is love unconditionally, because I realize that's what the whole world lacks. If we had more love, Mr. Johnson won't have to be on here talking about drive-by shootings or black-on-black crime or anything like that. If you genuinely love, and I'm not even bringing up Miss Henyard, mayor and supervisor. I'm not going to disrespect her. She's the mayor and she's a supervisor. I'm not going to even bring up. But you know what? If you really love, like you said, I love you and nothing you can do about it, it's no way you can make them elders walk miles and block them off. It's no way you cannot let them have a voice, because you love them so much And you, when they get up there talking, you see your daughter talking. You see your mama talking. I wouldn't do my mama like that because I love my mama. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do my daddy like that. So I'm not going to cut 901 off because I respect who he is as a man. And I would never, as a black woman, ever disrespect a black man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. 901, you want to respond?
She hit it on. She hit it on the head, Martin.
No, I have a little rebuttal on that when it comes down to it. To state that they need me, no, they don't. To state that they came to pick my brain and all the rest of it, no, they need your mouthpiece to espouse the things that they want you to espouse. Those are the things, and that's the tricky part about when it comes down to propaganda and supremacy within itself. My only argument with is this: in order for us to come together and to realize what's actually going on, we actually have to acknowledge the systems that are in place that's designed to
Okay. Now the
make
one.
the minorities.
Hold on, we got an echo. Now it's 612. I need you to turn down your Facebook or YouTube. We hear echo coming from your number 1350. 1350. That's who we hear.
Yes,
So no.
I'm on mute.
even
Hold it. 1350. I'm not calling on you to talk. We hear echo coming from you. We hear an echo. So we need you to put your phone on mute until I call on you. Do that for me right now. Thank you. All right. Go ahead, 901.
And one of the things about the illusion of inclusion and everything like that, and to Mrs. Atlanta, and I thank God for your success and everything. But you have a lot, like Martin always say, you have a lot of people that are successful as well, has done what you've done as well. By the grace of God and the prayers of my mother, I was able to accomplish things that I should not have been able to accomplish. But I understand this very well, that one of the tenets of supremacy is within that race, you take the biggest, the brightest, and you take those, you extract those people out of the community, and you give them a sort of level of success to parade or put around to defend that system that says that everybody can make it, that you can make it. The truth about the matter is that's not true. That's a representation of the minority. We're talking about the majority. They done this when it came down to busing. They come down when it happens all the time. The athletes not going to the HBCUs and all the rest of those things. Those things are actually at play here. These things are happening all over the world. So my question is this right here. Is it wrong for the majority to have their own self-interest at heart, but to suggest that America has always been fair, or not always, ever been fair? I think that's just a disingenuous. And the respect, man, I do respect it. If you feel like I'm attacking you, I do apologize. That was not I'm not attacking a person. It's just the actual things that's being said. And the reason why I appreciate this show and this Discord, and I'm going to land here, it is what Martin said. Democrats need a voice. The Republicans need a voice. We need people in the independents. But the key to what he said is so amazingly true, that we all have to be on the same agenda when it comes down to it. That's the only way this is going to work. And I'll land there.
Okay. Marcus, go ahead real quick, then I'm going to go to my 612. Marcus, go ahead real quick. Marcus, is he still here? I think he hung up. Okay, 1350. Eric, last.
yes,
Go ahead. 1350, go ahead.
okay, Eagle brothers and sisters, you know what? My ancestors been talking to me, and you know what I've been hearing? A lot of brothers and sisters with a scorn spirit. And a scorn spirit is a colonized mind. And the only way we ever gonna come together as a people, we have to stop living with these status. Black, white, brown. These are status. In 1963,
you brothers and sisters in y'all 60s got to understand, a lot of our ancestors did not want to be called black. White people, they exist the color white into the 1800s. These are status these people gave themselves. White supremacy was a way of controlling our status of people as a race of people. The majority of us, y'all walk past us every day. You don't know we exist. Sarge said his people, they are Creole. Well, we are in South Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma. Some of the original indigenous people, brother, we still walk among y'all every day. I was born in Chicago in 1968. My birth certificate don't say I'm black. My father's birth certificate don't say he's black. So our status is what keeps us down. We own this land in America. We always been here, and we are the original Aborigines people of this land. So a lot of our sisters and brothers who are descendants from Africa, hey, that's cool. I get that. But y'all got to understand, you have people walking around you, the Gafanis, the Bohemians, the Haitian brothers have been here along us since the 1500s. See, so a lot of history that they have not even gave us the mindset to understand. The first European people came to this country was not Caucasian. They were Spaniards. No, sir. They were Sephardic Jews. They were Sephardic Jews first. And the Sephardic Moors. Read your history and do your research very carefully. The Spaniards came after the Moors. They came after them after their dark age. But the first pilgrims and the first people ever came to this country, they was called Swarthy, S-W-A-R-T-Y. And in the South of Louisiana, where my ancestors were from, when they came to shore, they call us Twannies, T-W-A-N-Y, meaning dark complexion people, which they call them in California. The first Spaniards came here, his name was Hernando de Soto, which if you Google right now, you will see they have a Hernando, Mississippi, and the county is Soto. Soto County, Mississippi. These are the men and the Sephardic people, the one came with these titles. So when you brothers say native, who are you referring to? We are the original indigenous people of this land. Those people that we see in Minnesota, Oklahoma on these reservations, they are there for a pawn in the game. So whenever they want to do an eminent domain to go fracking or take minerals off the land, they push them off the land, what they call reservations. We was on them reservations when a lot of our people got kicked out of Florida, the Yamasis. That's where Martin Luther King, that's your Elijah Muhammad, that's your Little Richard, that's a lot of your brothers and sisters, they are Yamasi. So we have to be very careful when we quote these brothers, because a lot of our ancestors in Chicago, Louisiana, we did not stand 10 toes down with Martin Luther King them ideology, because Martin Luther King, real name is Michael King. His name is Michael. And his father changed their name in 1959 when he went over to Germany, and this is known history of fact. So when you disrespect your tribe, Martin Luther King's mother then was full-blooded Yamasi. Full-blooded Yamasi. And once they got into the Christianity with the LCLC, and they started going for civil rights instead of indigenous rights. So civil rights never benefited us brothers and sisters who are tribal people from this land, because after he got murdered, if y'all research it, April 4th, and you go into the 1968 Indigenous Act, 7 days after he died, President Johnson passed the Indigenous Act. So when I was born in 1968 in Chicago at Lion Inn Hospital, my birth certificate did not say black. It said indigenous. And I got it right now. So we have to be very careful on how we status ourselves. And the reason we can't never come together, because y'all have to understand this here. The indigenous woman of this land is a melanated so-called black woman. By tribal laws, you cannot get a piece of land unless you marry into a tribe. Now, they did it all up in Massachusetts. They did it all up through the Eastern Seaboard back in the 1800s. The only way you could apply land, you can't buy it. You have to marry into the land. So what they did was, when they killed these people in Oklahoma, the European people, they became us. Like everybody become us. They took our titles. That's why we call them the $5 Indians. I just turned down an indigenous card for $9,800 a month because I cannot serve up under a European chief. I said, you are not a full-blooded Choctaw. It's different from Choctaw and Choctaw. We are CHPA from the St. Tammany Parish, and we've been here since the beginning of time. So in Chicago, that city was discovered by a Black Haitian back in the 1700s. So we really got to get our history together, and we got to get out this colonized mind, brothers and sisters.
I want to ask you a question too. I want to ask you a question. Yeah. Now, you just educated us on a lot of things, but something that I highly disagree with you on, is just me personally, and I'm not speaking for the panel. You said we'll never be able to get together. I need you to explain that, why we would never be able to get together.
Because you know what? Because like one that sister said, man, and thank God for her. And hey, sister, I worked at Georgia Tech and in Jackson Hall cooking. Man, the religion, brother, the religion and these ideologies with the boulets and that type of mindset. See, once you go down south and you see how the Kojic move, how the Baptist brothers move, how the SCLC move, man, they move in a demonic spirit. Why you think that brother from Chicago, he was born in Dayton, Ohio, he went down there and he murdered Martin Luther King's mother because he said the ideology and the poison. See, brother, they was working hand in hand with the Government Bureau of Investigation. Their number one thing was not to let those who know who they originally are. So Martin Luther King and the rest of them brothers, Julius Bond, all the brothers, they was in cahoots with the NAACP, it was ran by Caucasian Jews back in 1906 on up. So they the ones started the national movement for the people of color. How can a Caucasian person start an organization to help better you? And their number one thing was to get us involved in civil rights, not Indigenous Act. Him, brother Jacques, you had them brothers, you had Marcus Garvey. He came over here as an African nationalism, which that started in Ethiopia. Come back home. We already home. See, that is the American. See, they the ones started that. We already at home. Morgan Stack and them, their number one goal was to get us off this land and put us in Liberia. And if you go your research, the first indigenous brothers who left here and went over to Africa to plant them to plant our cotton and our tobacco, they were Cherokees. They were Yamasis. Brother, they was over there since the 1800s. So they got us confused, thinking all us from Africa. No, sir. I was there when the word was born, 1978, 51st Industrial at Operation Push. Jesse Jackson did that 10 years after Martin Luther King got murdered, and they did resurface back to 10 years later in 1988, and that's when I found out. Why would he be a Yamasi? Jesse Jackson is a full-blooded Yamasi. He have an identification card from the indigenous tribe, brothers of Yamasi, but he want all us to be black and proud because he received the benefits. See, he's from a tribe that's federal recognized, but all them Yamasis and all them Creek brothers where he's from is not federal recognized because we cannot associate with African Americans. If not, you can't be from Africa and be American too.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, sir?
Yeah.
Well, let me make a statement. You can take a German Shepherd, right? Born in America. It's still called a German Shepherd. So my point is, no matter where you put us at or where we at on the globe, and I believe all civilization started from Africa. Now, like you said, you wasn't born in Africa. Your people don't, and very well you might be 100% right. But in some way, somehow, we all are still connected. Maybe our beliefs are different. And the purpose of this program is to bring us all together. And I know we're different. I said it earlier. Different religions, different status, whatever. But one thing we do have in common, I said this complexion. That's what I said. Not just being black, but just this complexion. We all have in common. You know, this complexion. Now we don't have to use the word black. I understand, but I'm just saying, this is me just talking, and no other place that I know on the internet that this is happening. Even from the smartest people that hold all the knowledge and all the degrees, they can't bring different people from different walks of life together. And
because you know why? It's divided. It's divide and conquer with the colonized mind, because just like right now, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all some very disturbing news, and this is things that we be engaging with in our indigenous community. Right now in Kansas City, we just found out for the past 8 years, Obama, he appointed a European lady, call herself a Choctaw. Brother, they have all our indigenous records in Kansas City. Y'all can Google it and research. Man, this shit, I cried the other night. Man,
it's in the cave.
It's in the cave. They have all our indigenous records.
One mic,
sir.
people. One mic.
Yes, sir, brother.
Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, and so if y'all ever, and see, this one used to hurt me a lot when I was a kid, and people like, why when you go down there, you come back, you different. You don't act wild. Because I went to the Chicoy, I went to Egypt, Illinois. My family lives in East St. Louis, Belleville. We used to go there every year when I was a kid, go to the mounds. These mounds were built by us, my ancestors, the Mississippians. So when you are indigenous from this land, our mounds are older than the ones over there, the pyramids. So when people can come and colonize your land and steal your identity and say y'all came on boats and change up, there's no way when they took our people from here, from the Natchez brothers and sisters in the 1800s, Marcus, and see, this just happened in 1850, brother, this not whatever. Before the Civil War, we was moving forward, going towards Haiti. We was moving to get to the West Indies. So what they did, Marcus, all the indigenous black brothers and sisters in the South, that's what they did. They murdered them and killed them, just like how they did them in Lamere, Georgia. And this is known fact. They murdered over 50,000 people, brother. They murdered these people, and they kept murdering and killing them because they knew if we allow these people to and get their inheritance, this land, every one of us born in this land, we supposed to got a siphon after 1968. Me and you were born the same year. So if you born in Lyon-in-Hospital, the county, look at your birth certificate.
I was born in Woodline. I was born in Woodline Hospital.
Okay, I was born at Lyon-in. And my birth certificate, and when these people in Minnesota see my birth certificate, they like, I've never seen a birth certificate like this. Here's my father's death certificate. He died in 2017, and look, company I'm married. And and they like, okay, so if only way we can stop this here, which is blue and red, our sisters got to come up with a master plan, and we see their identity. And once they can do that and get this land, because this land, see, Marcus, we cannot appropriate land. You have to marry into land. There's always been the rules in this land.
Called air property.
Air property. So that's what it's called. So, that's what we have. Yeah, okay. I got air property too in Roanoke County, Mississippi. So mine is in Prentice, Mississippi. Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. So now, so we are supposed to pay no taxes. Period. My taxes down in Mississippi, $17 a year.
Hey, brother. Brother. Okay, hold on. Let me let one more. Somebody got someone to say something. I'm gonna let you go, Bill. Let me get a 901 real quick again. They got something to say. Then I'm gonna go to Bill. Hey, brother, I appreciate you. See, it's got to be some good about this. I caught your attention on here. So hey, listen. You just think about it. Last year, probably none of us would be in this same room right now, chat. Last year around this time, because we all from different walks of life, we all have different beliefs and all that, whether it's true or false or colonized. But go ahead 901, then I'm gonna let you go again. Then I gotta hit Bill. Okay, go ahead 901.
Everything that's a brother historically, it may be factual and everything like that. I have to do my research on that and understand some of the things he actually is saying. But one thing when it comes down to the land, and you think about the human heart, and you think about that we go throughout history and the beginning of history, land is only those individuals until they are not able to defend it. All those things that you actually said are actually true. But the invention of these weapons and this gunpowder and all the rest of those things, these are the things that actually took that land. And in order for us to believe that they're going to say, okay, we're the majority, we're going to play fair. Yeah, we took this and everything. We're gonna make this right. That is not going to happen. So I think what we really have to focus on is the things that we actually have to do today. And my only thing is this right here. In order for us to get a clear understanding of what's actually going on, we have to look at it through those lenses. And the title of the show was self-hatred. And the beginning of that is self-hatred. So we have to really look at this and say, okay, why are we hating ourselves? Why are we doing these things to ourselves? What is actually driving this? Is it driven by some sort of thing that we're just an immoral people? Is there things that is in place that's hindering us from coming together to get together? See, those are the things we have to, in other words, we have to play the game that we have in front of us. That's my only thing we have to do. We have to play the game that's in front of us right now in order for our survival. And one thing, and I'm gonna finish here. First of all, we got to understand that we have a shared history. We have a commonality in place. Actually, the same dog bit you, bit me. But here's the thing. I want you to check out the Bacon Rebellion. Bacon Rebellion was a thing that the European and the black people and the minorities, they were being oppressed by the oligarchies, those billionaires of that time. And what they did was they came up and they was afraid of being slaughtered and doing all the rest of those things. So what they did, they invented the thing of race. And what they said is that we have to separate these people somehow. And what they chose to separate them on was race. It is a social construct. But they separate amongst race. And what they said is this right here, that we're going to make the whites over the blacks. But here's the trick part about the whole situation, the slickness of the whole situation. The whites was only going to get $2 more than the blacks, but they were happy with that because at least I am not in their spot in their position. So the things that you're actually saying are true, but look at the Bacon's Rebellion, the invention of race and all those things. This is a fairly new concept when you actually think about it. So the real issue is, I think what we're doing is we're focused on us, but we're not focused on the real psychopaths. Those are the ones, the ungodly people and all the rest of that. Those billionaires and trillionaires, they have more than enough. Why does 3 people own almost 80% of the wealth in the world?
Yeah, the
That's
Rockefellers.
what we have to look at. That's what the Rockefellers are actually poor when you come down to the people that we actually talking about. These people, you will never know who they are. And this thing about the boule and all the rest of those things, hold on. And those things about the boule and all the rest of it, that stuff really does not exist. That does not even exist. I don't even understand where these things these talking points are actually coming from. These things are meant to divide and to confuse. This is propaganda on its highest level. The thing about it is, when it comes down to it, I'm going to finish on this right here. 2024 and 2025, they're not only taking land and properties with these taxes from blacks, they take it from Americans, period.
Amen.
Period. And see, that's the biggest thing that we really got to recognize and realize, because, and as Miss Tiffany was saying yesterday with these inventions, and I think it's Miss Atlanta was saying, these things, when it comes about in the next couple of years, they're not going to employ anybody. All this stuff is going to be done by computers. See, we really have to look at what's actually going on. They buying up all these properties. They taking folks' houses. They get rid of these jobs. Every time you turn on the news, these jobs are actually going away. And with this inflation and all the rest of that stuff will not be changed. Name a time in history when inflation ever went down, when prices go up and they don't went back down. That is not going to happen. There is something else going on. One more thing. If you look at all over the world, they have a playbook. They are doing this all over the world. You have white girls and white boys with 2 or 3 master's degrees. that's crying all over TikTok because they can't even get a job. Some people been applying for jobs for the past 2 years, and they say they have not even got an interview. So they're not only coming after us, they coming after Americans, period. And I'll finish that.
Bill, go ahead, Bill.
Man,
Marcus.
thank y'all.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bill, go ahead. I know you got a law. Go ahead, Bill.
Had a plethora of knowledge, but what you started the program off with is all of the tribes and everything that he named, the commonality is color of our skin. And with that being said, we cannot deny the issue and the problem at hand. Yeah, we need to know who we are and where we came from, but we have gotten this far without knowing the depth of who we are. But the biggest problem is to deny or not recognize and see that white supremacy is the reason that we are where we are. And as they spoke about the job market and everything, it's not just us. We have to think about us as a whole and try to move forward. But we can't move forward but not recognizing the major problem of white supremacy. Cannot. It's absolutely not. As far as the robotics and all this other stuff, white people don't. They so used to white supremacy that they don't think that they're going to be affected in any kind of way. And white supremacy is so cold that it becomes like classism. They're not operating just on racism. They operating on classism. And long as they can convince those white people that you're one of us, they playing the same game on them. But that's not my concern, but the game they playing on them. My concern is our people opening up our eyes, and I respect Miss Atlanta for her accomplishments and everything, but it's hard for me to believe that she haven't experienced white supremacy in America, being a black woman. I give her the biggest kudos for her accolades, but white supremacy is bold in some cases, and then it's hidden in others. But you got to recognize it and know the detriments of it to deal with it. That's all I got to say.
Okay, Marcus.
Okay,
May I get out of talking point?
Hold it. Everybody, I let some of y'all got 5-10 minutes out. I'm gonna get Marcus. Come on, man. Come on. Then I'll let some.
So earlier you asked when something come on the news about black people, why do black people respond? You asked that question a while ago. I might be mispronouncing it.
I think what I said was, when you see, if I didn't know no better, and with all the crime that I see black people on the mainstream media, you would think that we were the only ones committing crime. That's what I said to the brother. But go ahead. That's what I said.
Yeah, well, to answer, to respond to that particular, I think that when some of us see something on the news, right, we've been brainwashed by white supremacy. And the media is known for fueling it because that's the vehicle, right? So the minute something go wrong in our community, it's headline news. It's put out there. They even put the face of the criminal. But when whites commit the crime, they had a mental problem. It's acute.
Yeah.
And so I think some black people who, if they didn't, the ones that don't know any better, they assume when something come across the news, because it was in a black neighborhood, that it was black people, or even when the kids are downtown, when you hear about the kids acting out downtown, a lot of black people assume, oh, it's these black kids again, because the news put the black kids on the front. I mean, they're always on the headline, right? But half the time it'd be a multi-racial makeup of teenagers down there, not just the blacks, but the white teenagers. Even when the riot broke out, it was the white folks who was breaking in police cars and setting them on fire and breaking in the stores. And then the blacks just came along and picked up what was left behind. But the blacks got
That's what happened here with George Floyd died. The same thing, y'all. Here's what telling y'all. And that's exactly is right, because when this stuff happened with George Floyd, we got a lot of Somalians. We have a lot of Honduras people. We have a lot of Cambodian people here. They the one was tearing up University Avenue. They the one was tearing up the police station over there in South Minneapolis. These are systemic. But I just want to share this with y'all, and y'all have to be careful.
You can't be too long now, brother. Let you go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Where you said identify white supremacy, the most racism that we get, y'all, and we don't even identify, is in the medical system. In Minnesota, we have one of the worst medical racist system in the country. It's 10 toes down known. We have one of the most racist medical review board, where they have all these foreigners now. Y'all, we got Ukrainian doctors just came over here last year, and they refuse to treat us as human beings, because this is the doctrination of the University of Minnesota. This is the doctrination of St. Thomas University. They can treat us less and get away with it. So my point is, yes, we can come together, y'all. I'm 10 toes down. I'm a Lion baby, a Fun Town baby. But we got to come together, y'all, on the real side. And Marcus, Brother Martin, I believe we have to start with the black churches, because they the one got the power to speak to people every Sunday or Tuesday or Wednesday. We have to connect with them, like how Brother Angel, I'm going to say Brother Angel and Chief Malik, how them brothers used to go to the church, talk to Brother Brazier, and talk to Brother Clay Evans on 43rd and Princeton over there by Fuller Park. I used to see these people get together, y'all, and dialogue with peace. All the brothers on Princeton, they were able to dialogue the brothers over there in Motown. The brothers on
Pastor Hinton.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm talking about we 800-900 strong. I'm talking about strong, and say, hey man, we ain't gonna have this today. It ain't gonna be no killing over here at OC's on 59th and Halsted. Man, because sometimes y'all, I just get crying, man, because when I was a kid on 63rd and Halsted, how we had it. We had the city. Everywhere I went, I could go from the west side to Garyana, see millions of black people. Get on the airplane, get off at LA, get off at Inglewood, where they say they ain't no good. Blacks from Inglewood all the way to Compton. So this is how, as a kid, when you see this, and Martin, you can identify with that. You know how we was as kids, going to Fun Town by the thousands, man. So we got to hold our people accountable. Those who still alive in their 60s and 70s, brother, they ideology and the way how they move through the city. Look how Chicago look, man. When I come home, I just cry all day. Cause I'm like, man, what happened to our people, man? What happened?
All right, hold it right there. Okay, hold it right there. Okay, Sarge, go ahead. I gotta let Sarge get something in.
Oh man, he brought to mind that jingle, boy. Fun town for the kids and you. 95th and Stony Island Avenue.
Come on, Sam. Come on now.
For real, but check this out. Yeah, now check this out. You know, I could be considered a black supremacist because
no
2 years.
There's no such thing as black
see, there we go. There
I'm
we
gonna
go,
stop
right
you.
there.
There's no such thing as
finish.
black supremacy. Go ahead.
No.
Hey, Martin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Martin, can I say something?
No, I gotta let the brother talk. No,
See,
I can't let you talk. I gotta let him talk. You ain't gonna do that on here, Sarge. Sarge. Listen,
Okay,
Sarge. Let me just tell you something, brother. I'm the host. I told the brother, let you finish. You keep running your mouth, brother. Just let you talking about
Okay.
you talking about the young men. Look at you. You getting emotional, man. Slow down. I called your name. I'm going to allow you to talk.
Getting interrupted.
Yeah, it happens.
Now,
I get interrupted. Go ahead.
I could be considered a black supremacist, and I will tell everyone why. The 2 years that I had the ability to promote and advance soldiers, I promoted 11 of them. All of them were black, not a single white one, not a single one. You got white soldiers, can't get right. I did the paperwork and got them kicked out the Army. No second chances, no nothing. So if the situation were reversed, oh, see, he taking care of his people, but see what he do to us? You know, just because, no, I look out for mine. And the funny thing is the majority of the ones that I assisted in advancing in rank, and some of them even passed me up after I was out the military due to health problems, were black women. All right, the majority. But, hey, I'm not black. I don't care about our people. The brother that was speaking earlier that was spitting gems, I'm surprised he didn't mention LaSalle from Louisiana and 1662. I'm not going to go all into that history of it all, but when he said he was, indigenous, and he brought up he said money, and SARS talked about his indigenality. Oh, nobody told him he wasn't black. But I say I'm Louisiana Creole because I'm proud of my ethnic background in this country, but I don't like white people. Oh, not white people, black people. I hear so much of this black, white, black, white, black, white. If I were a lesser, weaker man, it would have driven me crazy. And I end with this. This self-hate thing is overrated because you know what people do that hate themselves? They commit suicide. I'm done.
Okay, who was the other brother that said something want to talk?
That was me, Martin.
Go ahead.
1679.
Okay, go ahead.
Martin, actually, they kind of downplayed this on Crime Chasers. Now, remember the 5 people that shot up the house over there, the Mexicans?
Yes, over there. Yeah, remember in St. Louis. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you notice how they downplayed it?
You don't hear nothing about it.
You didn't get a whole lot.
You didn't hear nothing
about it.
Yeah.
I mean, they said something was going on in the area, but had it been us, a whole lot would have been said. Now I'm gonna just leave it right there, and I'm gonna let you go with it from there because nothing else said. And I said, "Oh, you see how they do? You see how media do?" Martin.
Yeah, Marcus, hold up for a second. Yeah, hold up. First of all, let me just say this, people, and I'm going to repeat myself real slowly. You could take a German Shepherd, born here in America, is still a German Shepherd, people. I'm going to tell you. We are all around the world. African, Zoid, melanated, black, whatever you want to call it, more. We all around the world, people. And that's real talk. Okay. I just want to put that out there too. No, I'm talking.
Okay, Brother Mark.
No, I'm talking, bro. I'm talking. That's logic.
Okay.
That's logic. Trust me. All civilizations started in Africa. We know that. We can argue every point. It started there. And everything is spread out all through the world. We know that. We are the original. You got Caucasoid from the Caucasoid Mountain. You got Mongolians, which is the Asians. And you got the black people, African Zoid, or melanated, if you want to call it. We ain't going to fall out about that. That's it. Those are the classes.
Exactly.
Yeah, but hold it, buddy.
Mongolia is originally it's called Asiatic.
Oh,
brother. They are
Ajax,
called
it
Asiatic.
falls right under that, brother. Fall right under that.
Yeah.
It falls right up under that. The Caucasus Mountain, the Caucasoid, white folks, European. Falls right up under that. Yeah. So just a little history. So you guys speaking a little history, and we appreciate the history, And I would say that
because we've been saying this, Brother Martin. I don't know if y'all know what really be going on in certain communities, just like we got an issue going on. And that's why I'm kind of heated, because I just found out that the Venezuela people in Georgia, Louisiana, Oklahoma, they've been taking the money that they've been getting out of Chicago, New York. Do you know where they've been going? Oklahoma, Georgia, Louisiana. They've been buying into the indigenous. They trying to buy into the citizenship to get certified to become part of these tribals. And reason it's important for us, we call this Turtle Island, Niji. In our language is Oseo. So when you have right now the lineages with all these immigrants coming into this country, brother, we have to find a way how we can be represented without tax, with tax and appropriation. They just fired over, if y'all don't know, over 65 black IRS people, right? Y'all, and this is so important for Illinois. Do y'all know the majority of the black people over 55 years old should not have to pay taxes in the state of Illinois if they is disabled?
Okay, that's good knowledge. Good information. Hold on now. Well, let me just say this. Let me get it back on track now. Now, people, at the end of the day, with all this knowledge and all this education and this history, it means nothing if we don't have love for one another. Period. I'm just telling y'all, it means nothing. It means nothing. If you can't treat a person that look like you right and show some love, it means nothing. It's nothing. People, we have to, 470 said it, we got to love on each other. We got to love on each other. I can't love 901 if I don't love myself. 901 can't love me if he don't love himself. And that's my plane. I'm gonna land it. Go ahead, 901.
Look, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and tell the truth, like you say, shame the devil. Here's the thing, man. Let's look at what for what it really is, man. Capitalism has eaten itself up. You have people out here, $7.25 an hour. You got people making $75,000, $80,000 and still can't afford it. $100,000 is nothing today. It's nothing today. Capitalism has actually ate itself up. And what's going to happen is, I'm thinking about this in another way, because if you notice what's actually going on and what's on the news, the young man took out that CEO of that health company. That is the big, I think this is where the next thing is actually going, because people cannot even afford the basics. They say only 26% of the people in the United States have $1,000 in their savings account. 26 people. 26% people, $1,000. If you look at the economic system, Babylon, if you think about it, Babylon has fallen. Let us just go ahead and be honest about that. The debt is too high. They're paying too low. They can't up our wages, because if they up our wages, there's going to be more money that's added to the system, which is going to drive inflation up. So we have to look at it from that standpoint. And the thing about the situation is going to come down to the poor against the rich, because let's be honest, there's only two classes. There is no middle class no more. There is no middle class. There's rich and there's poor. Period. That's all I got.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, 470. I think
Can I chime in with that?
Yeah, go ahead, 470. I think I'm gonna end it with you. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know if that was Sarja who said that they appreciate my accomplishments, but they can't believe I did not know what white supremacy was. I just want to clear that up. I said that white supremacists never applied to me. But I also said my accomplishments mean nothing if I don't respect my black man. I have 8 black brothers. I'm the only girl. I have 2 black sons, 2 black grandsons. I know every day they walk out that door, a traffic stop coming back. I respect that. 1,461 blacks have been killed this year by the police. Nobody never speaks about it because it's not a George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, or any other name brand. But those persons, 1,461 that has been killed, their life matters just as much as George Floyd and Trayvon Martin. So no, I am a fighter for black people because I love black people, not because, of my accomplishment. My accomplishment means nothing. I just said that. I said I can make 7 figures and I could come home if I was married to a janitor. I'm not married, but if I was married to a janitor and I made 7 figures because of the love and respect I have for a black man, when I come home, I make 7 figures, but that janitor gonna have his bath water ran. He gonna have a home cooked meal. He gonna be treated like a king. When I get home, that 7 figures is left outside of my door. I will never make him feel less than who he is and who he was born to be, which is the king, especially my king. So no, I understand white supremacists. I said it never applied to me, but I got 8 black brothers, 2 black sons that it does apply to, and all the other black men and women that been killed because of the color of their skin are my brothers and sisters that I love just as much. And and it's a tragedy to see the injustice they had to suffer because of the color of their skin. I'm well aware of the world. I'm burdened by the world. I'm burdened that we have to go through what we have to go through just because of the color of our skin, that we never were asked to be born. Even though we're proud to be black, none of us made the choice when we came out of our mother's womb what color we would be. So because of that, yeah, I understand what it is, and I'm going to always know who I am and who my black man is. And nobody in the world, white, Latino, Puerto Rican, nobody rank higher in my life than a black man. Whether he's homeless or whether he's the president, they both have the same rank with me. They both need to be respected, and they both need to be loved, and they both need to be honored in who they are. And that's what I got to say. Yeah, I know what it means, what white people, what it's done to black men.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna end it there, people. Tonight we've been on here 3 hours. We're gonna end it there. I appreciate everybody's comments and thoughts. And self-hatred is real, people. And thank God we had some powerful minds tonight on this panel tonight, and we've learned some things, and we know we've challenged each other. We all don't see somebody.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you. I need you guys to put your phone on mute because I hear some talking somewhere background. So, I mean, this is a start, people. This is a start. What we're doing here. You can only take one step at a time. Put your left foot out, then next, and then that's how we just got another caller. Maybe I'll see what they want, but people, it's a start. We here. We from all different walks of life. All different walks of life. It's just about in this room here with this melanated skin, this black skin. We hear people. We think different. We from different religious persuasions, different from political parties, but we here. We are here. Some of us are widowed, some of us are divorced, some of us married, but we here. I'm gonna take this last caller. Last caller, area code 641. I need everybody to put their phone on mute. Put the phone on mute, please. 641.
I'm live.
You live, sir. I need you to turn your Facebook down or your YouTube. 641. Turn it off, turn it down, all the way down. You can't talk to me while it's playing because it's gonna be a delay.
My number is 525.
Sir, what's your area code? 641. That's your area code. I'm looking at it. I know. Sir, you need to turn down your radio. Turn down your Facebook. All the way down. All the way down. All right, there's no echo. No, you got to turn it off because I can't hear. Take me off speakerphone.
You ask him a question now. I'm live.
Sir. Sir.
He's going to come in and say 02.
Sir. 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 Sir.
641, me. Yeah, me.
Lord have mercy, y'all. When you don't listen to the prompt, this is what you get. I'm gonna boot them off. I can't take it, people. I'm sorry. I can't take it. I can't take it. If you can't follow simple instructions.
Real quick, Martin.
Well, come on, man. I'm trying to get out of here. What's up? Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I just want to say thanks to everybody and everything like that, and just ask the people, let's go ahead and support Martin, man, because really I want to thank you, Martin, for the things that you're actually doing, man. We appreciate it, and let's support this brother, man. Keep him going. That's all I want to say. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it.
No problem. And okay, I'm gonna tell you how you can support me. You can pray for me. You can like my videos. You can share them, and you can leave me a donation. Either one of those that fits you, you can do that. That's fine with me. All right, go ahead, Marcus. Real quick, Marcus.
Basically, I was going to tell you to Google Chicago Crusader newspaper and check out the article that Eric Johnson wrote about what's going on with the, I think that's the guy that was killed on the train in New York. It's a long article, so check that out. And I was also going to say, white supremacy is very prevalent in the media when it comes to Black people getting into certain things, Black media being allowed to cover certain things. It's hard for us. We have to fight, claw our way. And if we make one mistake, they will boot us out. Yep.
Okay, this six.
Yourself, hatred.
Okay, sir, ma'am, area code 641. Turn down your Facebook or YouTube. Turn it down right now. See, y'all hear that delay? Y'all hear that delay?
Yes.
You hear the delay?
We hear it.
Because that's why he can't hear
Loud
me.
and clear.
Sir, could you turn down your YouTube, your Facebook? Sir.
I think it's a TV.
No, it's them. Yeah, whatever it is. Sir.
Real loud.
Yeah, it is loud.
There might be a distraction anyway. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is. Don't worry about it. We're gonna close out, people.
You already know
to call
what it
back
is.
next time.
Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
I love being Black. All right, people. All right.